by the Ad Council.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing Scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Don't miss out on the biggest action sports event happening in Sacramento this June. Tickets are now live for MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026. See nearly 100 of the world's best skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Music performances featuring electronic music icon Cascade on Friday, June 26th, and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard, and music producer DJ Subtronics on Saturday, June 27th. Score your tickets today at xgames.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
I do not have a co-host at the moment. She's making coffee? She's still making coffee. Jason Ross is kindly the messenger owl in between myself and my co-host who's waiting on her coffee. No update yet on coffee. We will all stand by. We'll wait for you whenever you're ready. She needed her coffee. She's here. Thank you, Jason Ross. Hey, thank you. All right.
Hi, guys.
Here we go.
Thanks for waiting.
Hey, she's here. You got your coffee.
I guess that Keurig is ultra slow.
That's the name of the brand. Keurig Ultra Slow.
That's why I don't have Keurigs.
Hi, Dave. Dave's in
what
here
are you
too.
Doing?
Hey, turn on a mic. Say hello to the people, Dave. Huh? Say hello. Say hi. What?
Hi.
Hi. Hey, thanks. Carmichael,
Is that
Dave, that's it. I just want.
What's up, Dave?
The way the show is starting.
Isn't he in detention soon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
we
some
heard about
point,
this.
Yeah.
You're going to join us for a segment.
Join you for, I think, 15 minutes. As if people weren't tired enough of me for 4 hours.
It's just going to be the dog park thing on
It's just
loop.
going to be, I'd be fine. Isn't that a banger?
Mm-hmm.
She loves it.
What's wrong with your headphones?
She hasn't put them on
I
yet.
just got here. Yeah. I was brewing coffee, and I was late.
2 minutes late to the start of the show.
So does she have to...
Yeah, I was going to say, it's 2 minutes. Yeah, it's 2 minutes with Whitey and Alan.
Somebody's going to be doing overnights.
Right.
Hey, guys, have a great show. And remember, that relationship between Perry and Acuff's family, that could mean a lot.
It could mean
it.
It's
It
huge.
It could
Big
definitely.
deal.
You never
my
know.
phone, by the way.
Oh, Bubby. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, hey, take care, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Carmichael Dave, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch him in the mornings. Not now, though. Leave.
No, now it's us.
All right.
Except for when he has to do his punishment.
Except for the punishment part. We'll get there. Yeah, Dave is going to be joining us now on a monthly basis in detention, which will be calculated by the amount of time that he accrues being late back from breaks.
A month? He's going to be here the whole show.
He might. What, he's got 15 minutes right now that he has to pay
yeah.
off?
I thought he's been trying to work on this since I was filling in.
He's been trying to work on this since I was here as an intern.
No, it's willful ignorance at this point.
Yeah,
no.
Those are. I mean, those are steep stairs.
He's definitely spending detention time, a lot of it with us.
But also, like, why are we getting punished? Like,
It's
he
a good
misses the
point.
time, so we have to spend more time with Dave.
Great point.
I think Dave got the reward.
Right.
Dave gets to spend time with us.
I know.
So he gets rewarded. We have to spend time with him, so we get detention? What did
that's
we do?
why we have to figure out how to make him incredibly uncomfortable.
Well, were we going to do like the Love Island talk? Like, what were we going to do? We have to strategize this. Text line. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Anybody
what's
listening,
under
how
Dave's
should we
skin.
handle Carmichael Dave's detention
Which,
time?
by the way, Kayla, did you see Sunday's
No,
episode?
don't tell me. Oh, wait, I did see Sunday. I
Oh,
did not
God.
see last night because obviously the game.
Okay, last night I think was kind of filler episode.
Oh,
From
it
what I
was.
understand.
Okay.
We're not
gotcha.
doing
No-
this.
no major
We're not
plot
doing
points.
this. Dave's not here. We're not doing this. Don't torture me. Don't torture me.
Can't believe they sent Sean home. Spoiler alert.
What?
Oh, yeah, they sent John home.
Is that the cop?
The police officer.
Yes, he was the
Oh,
first
man.
one to go.
And people liked him. I thought he was fine. I thought he was nice.
Yeah, but that sucks. He quit his job as a cop
did.
to go on Love Island, and then he was the first one to get sent home.
It's going to be an awkward email when he gets back. Hey.
I think there was actually talk of he could lose his job.
Yeah.
Going on the
then
show.
He
But
quit
he
his
did. He
job.
quit his job.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like something where he could possibly come back. But
I mean, you
don't-
can always try.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
But now he's got 4 weeks of cashing in on his internet celebrity.
Exactly.
Like, he's going to go on all the podcasts for reacting to the show for the next 4 weeks.
Oh, by the way, real quick, they don't do the Saturday recap anymore. I didn't see it.
I think it
was
was just this week because there's nothing to recap yet.
Okay.
Possibly.
Sorry, Matt. I was wanting to make sure I was not in the dark about that.
But it's not hosted by Mara anymore.
Nope, she's too popular. Too famous. This is what happens, Matt. If you were on Traders, this is what would have happened. You would have blew up in popularity. Then you would have quit the radio show. And then I'd be by myself with Kyle and we'd be fine.
Until
But
you get
we would
eliminated on
miss
Traders
you.
first and then have
I mean,
to come
we'd be
back.
fine.
No, I mean, I'm
The
not.
show wouldn't skip a beat.
No, we would miss you.
See, this is a weird universe where it's like the end goal is to get on either Traders or Dancing with the Stars. Like, that's the pinnacle of this universe. And then your celebrity, you've cashed out at that point.
Yeah, sign me up for something.
Definitely not Dancing with the Stars for me.
Why?
No, for me.
I think it'd be fun to watch you do that.
No. Flail.
Yeah, I feel
with-
like you could get nice hand movement.
Well, it's like you got to start off on a reality TV show, and then the evolution is to get on either Traders or Dancing with the Stars, and then all of a sudden you're just a millionaire.
Listen, Dancing with the Stars should have been like the last season should have been the final season because nobody is ever going to be as popular or as loved as Robert Irwin. Okay.
Oh, that's a good point.
Did you see he's hosting the spin-off show that they're doing for Dancing with the Stars?
Dude, he's
Yeah,
everywhere.
people love- well, 'cause
He's
his
like
dad.
Yeah, everybody loved his dad, and he's a
Yeah.
great dude, and he's a heartthrob, and he's wonderful.
Australian.
And well, that too. That helps.
But he's a zoologist, and now he's hosting the Dancing with the Stars where
Good
they
for him.
find the stars.
He's a star like his dad.
Good for him, man.
Steve would be so proud.
Mm-hmm.
He used
Would
to
he?
love that show. Yes, Steve Irwin would be proud.
Yeah,
of
he
his
would
He
son.
would be, definitely.
You talking about it. Keep that judgment to yourself.
I'm just very confused by this world.
Oh, believe me. I am
How
too.
does the zoologist from Australia become the host of Dancing with the Stars?
Reality
Well,
TV,
how does Pat
man.
McAfee get paid $60+ million? Oh, we'll talk about that later.
It all comes
Don't
back.
get me started.
It all comes back to Pat McAfee for Kayla Anderson. Welcome in to Matt
What's
and Kayla
up?
here on Sactown Sports. I'm Matt George. That's Kayla Anderson. Kyle Ledbetter joining us as always. The resilient San Antonio Spurs go into Madison Square Garden, the biggest game in that building in over 20 years. They had the entire place shut down because the president was falling asleep while in attendance. And all the celebrities there making it look like the Met Gala that Knicks players were not allowed into, or whatever after party they weren't allowed into. Remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
And the Spurs go in there and say, yeah, screw y'all. This is ours. We're getting this win, and we are going to out-muscle you and out-physical you the entire game. Big bounce-back win for the Spurs that just continue throughout the course of these playoffs, but especially in the Western Conference Finals and now in the NBA Finals. Got to have it win, backs against the wall on the road, and they go in and they handle business and they get the job done. I mean, it's impressive for a team that's as inexperienced as the San Antonio Spurs are to do this now 3 times. I mean, 2 wins in Oklahoma City, now a win in Madison Square Garden in New York. Like it's just impressive. Like we talked about the Knicks as a team of destiny. Is it possible to have 2 team of destinies happening at the same time? Because both of them feel destined to win this.
Look, I still feel like the Knicks are a little more destined to win it, and not everything can come perfectly to someone. And I didn't want to see this series be a sweep. I really didn't.
No.
I think they're too good at two teams that are too good. There we go, Kayla.
There you go. You got it.
For it to be a sweep. I think that's an injustice to us people, to NBA fans, to watch a sweep happen. With saying that, guys, we mentioned kind of the hoopla around yesterday and the energy that sometimes can even be like put out there before the game even starts. And I think that having a couple days of rest for the Spurs, but especially for Victor Wembanyama, he came out like he's done in these past games, which he kind of failed to do in that San Antonio game too. He came out and we talked about how he sets the tone.
Yep.
He absolutely set the tone. And I know now they went through a little bit of twists and turns in that game. But for the most part, they were in control of that game. And they really, when you look at it, De'Aaron Fox, if we're going to give De'Aaron Fox flowers, De'Aaron Fox, especially, when it was called upon him to do his job late, he was able to execute that very well.
Yep.
On the other side, Matt, we've been giving our flowers to Cat.
Yeah, he faded.
Cat was not part of the show last night.
Yeah, he faded.
He just wasn't.
He faded into the background, and the Knicks can't survive that. But it wasn't just him. It was a lot of the Knicks supporting cast faded into the background tonight.
Yeah.
But Cat has been, we said it, he's been the most important player to this Knicks run. That's not taking anything away from Brunson. Brunson's the best player on the Knicks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Brunson
struggled too.
His numbers were good, but he wasn't that great last night.
And he's turned the ball over.
Yes.
Too.
And he also got hunted on defense too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, Cat faded into the background as Wemby stepped up in a major way. But what did we talk about yesterday when we knew all the pomp and circumstance around this game and all the hype around this game and the cost of tickets and how New York City was basically all of Manhattan was basically shut down for this event. Knicks fans everywhere. The energy in the building was incredible, and we're thinking, oh God, the Knicks might be shot out of a cannon. The Spurs might have to survive just the first few minutes and just let settle into the game. But it was the Spurs that came out, and the Spurs punched first. And they're like, we're going to quiet this crowd down as quickly as we possibly can. We're going to take control of this. We're not waiting around. Now, credit to the Knicks because they went down big early. Then they exploded during that second quarter. They scored, I think, 42.
I think that's the most that's ever been scored by them in a quarter.
But here's the thing.
The playoffs.
They were on fire in that quarter, which was great, but it's because they were hitting shots. I mean, they shot 6 of 9 from 3-point range in the second quarter. They were 7 of 28 for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was bad in the fourth especially.
They could not hit shots when they needed to, and when you're not hitting from the perimeter and there's a 7'3", 7'4" alien named Victor Wembanyama in the paint waiting for you to attack the basket, you're very limited on what you can do offensively. So good defense by the Spurs too. I was mesmerized, especially by the fourth quarter defense. The Spurs defense was on a freaking string. They were rotating well. They were communicating well. The switches were picture perfect on point, whether it was De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle. Wemby, of course, paroling the paint, just kind of moving side to side, waiting to see who is going to attack. The help defense was great. Vassell was great. Champagny was great. Even when Dylan Harper was on the floor for the most part, he was great defensively. That Spurs defensive unit, those 5 guys locked the hell in, and the Knicks could not get any bit of space to put. Now, Brunson hit some huge shots. OG Anunoby hit that stupid, crazy corner 3 to still give the Knicks life after Fox's dagger.
You thought maybe they were right back in it.
Dave called them cockroaches on social media, and you're right. It's like, how do you kill them? But the Spurs defense, I thought, was phenomenal throughout this game, but especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's the Spurs have been able to do that. And I think what we're talking about different this time is locking down, like you said, continuing to do what they were doing throughout the game, but especially in that fourth where we've seen Jalen Brunson before be the hero in the fourth. Jalen Brunson, in terms of shooting percentage, really in this series especially, hasn't been spectacular by any means, but he's been that fourth quarter hero, and no one's been able to really stop him. But when you look at this game in the fourth quarter, when the Spurs locked down on defense, Cat was already having issues. They were getting Brunson off his game.
Yeah.
He was missing shots. He had turned the ball over. Who else was just kind of like they were just doing what they needed to do, and that's why they won the game.
Well, the point of attack defense was a combination of Fox and Castle, who did just a really good job harassing Jalen Brunson. You're right. They forced 5 turnovers from Brunson, which he doesn't normally do. Well, the Spurs scored 21 points off of their off of the 13 Knicks turnovers, compared to 7 points for the Knicks off of the Spurs 8 turnovers. So, I mean, turnovers were a massive part of this game and how the Spurs were able to disrupt the Knicks in a lot of ways. And a lot of that was because of the physicality they played with. And we're going to hear from Knicks head coach Mike Brown in the next segment, because after the game, he took to the podium to call out the officiating and make it known that he was not happy with the officiating. This is where I disagree with Mike Brown. While there was a pretty big free throw discrepancy in the second half, and we'll talk about this when reacting to what Mike said, I love the physicality of this series. I love how hard both teams are playing, and I love that the officials are understanding the assignment and getting the hell out the way. Like, they genuinely are getting out the way. Both teams are clobbering each other.
It's been fun because of that, though.
Yes. They've been clobbering each other, going for the basketball, playing smothering defense. This is what the NBA Finals are supposed to be, and can you battle through it? You're not just going to get the touch ticky-tack fouls, and both teams are doing it to each other. Now, I guess Mike Brown's point is, well, then why were the Spurs getting more foul calls in the second half than we were getting? But if you go back and watch it, every time Victor Wembanyama was off the ball, Karl Anthony Towns was hugging him like he was excited to see him. It was a very aggressive, physical game, and I love that the officials let it rock as such.
Yeah, I know Mike Brown doesn't all the time come out and complain. Like he even mentioned it. I don't do this all the time. But we've mentioned this before with him. We've talked about it before with him. I don't know what series that was, but we had mentioned, we didn't necessarily agree Brown needed to come out and say something. And now we're talking about it again. He's not the only coach that has done this.
Every coach has
is
been
doing
complaining
this.
about officiating this entire playoffs.
I think it's easy to do, at least to give it a mention when your team loses. It's almost like coaches feel like they have to say it to kind of protect players a little bit, or to say, hey, I'm standing up for my players, even though I think we look sometimes too much into it. I think it's hard, especially in the playoffs, to make it perfect or to make it even on any given night. I think for the most part, there's been some calls during the postseason that you're like, okay, wait a second. But for the most part, I think it's been fine. And I do agree with you. Letting them kind of do their thing out there, I think it's made this series really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been physical. We've seen guys get in faces. I know there was the questionable thing where people were questioning if it was a flagrant last night. What was it? It was
when Brunson.
I think it was the Brunson.
When
maybe.
Champagnie landed on Brunson.
When he it was not a flagrant. That was a foul. That was not.
I think it was the Castle running through Brunson.
It was Castle.
Where he just kind of truck sticked him.
Yeah. I thought that was a foul. I don't think he wound up necessarily.
Yeah,
to
no,
be
I didn't think that was a flagrant. I thought that was a physical play. I do agree with the flagrant foul call on Brunson for Champagnie landing in his foot. Whether I don't think Brunson intended to be in the landing zone of Champagnie on that three that ended up being a 4-point play. I just listen, players got to have a place to land, and even though Brunson had turned his back to Champagnie at that time, his heel was still there in the landing zone of Champagnie, and thankfully it wasn't that big of a tweak or anything like that. He just came down and was fine. But that's a dangerous play, and that rule is in place. It's the same thing with if you hit somebody in the head and it's completely on accident because you're going for the block, that's still a flagrant one foul because it's the idea is to protect from those dangerous plays. Intent doesn't necessarily matter in that sense. Now, if you're winding up and throwing at the head, now that's a flagrant 2 and you're out the game.
Yeah,
that's the difference. So
can I bring up something real quick?
Please.
Because I just saw Kimberly talk about the Spurs game plan last night was to hurt Brunson.
To hurt him?
I'll tell you this much.
Let's calm down.
They definitely hurt his in terms of him being the hero.
Let's calm down.
But that brings me to a question, in all seriousness, about Brunson, because I like Brunson and I'm a big Brunson fan. Have we kind of maybe been going in terms of the game plan a little bit to the Brunson hero, he's got to be the primary guy? do you feel like any way, shape, or form they've been kind of going that way? Because he hasn't shot particularly well in this series, but he's been really good in the fourth quarter. But do you feel like they're shifting more towards like the hero ball, Brunson hero ball? I don't know.
I mean, no, Brunson is their closer and he's their star.
Yeah.
And they've turned to him a lot in the fourth quarter because that's when he's at his best. But the Knicks, what put them up 2-0 in this series has been their supporting cast. Like the fact that they've had, and they didn't have that last night. Like it was Brunson was doing his thing, but Cat was also really good. Game 1, OG was really good. Game 2, Mikal Bridges was really good, and OG still had 17 points. Last night, OG was really good. But you look at the rest of the box score for the Knicks yesterday. Josh Hart, while he was raining threes early,
he was early,
4-7 from 3-point range in the game. He was hitting shots early, but kind of faded away in the second half. You got 16 out of him. Cat, you only got 11 out of. And then you look at the bench, only 3 points for Landry Shamet, who was out there freaking chucking. He was 1 of 7 from 3-point range, and I'd say at least 4 of his looks were just terrible shot attempts where he's trying to draw fouls. You did get 10 points out of, Jordan Clarkson got you 10. I just felt the supporting cast for the New York Knicks wasn't as good last night as it's been in games 1 and game 2 in terms of multiple contributors over the course of the game, and enough of that. Brunson is definitely the hero. Brunson is definitely the closer. He's the star, and he, once again, was really good in that role. He hit a crazy 3 in the fourth quarter to cut, I think, the Spurs lead down to just like 3 points late. That's what his job is to do. So if I'm interpreting your question correctly, I don't think the Knicks are over reliant on Brunson by any means. That's his time. Yeah. That's where he makes his money. That's where you rely on your star. But the success of the Knicks, just like the success of the Spurs has been at times, how much the supporting cast is contributing on top of Brunson's 32 or however many he's scoring. And the Knicks didn't have that last night.
No.
Or enough of it last night.
Exactly. I don't know. This was an interesting game because I did say yesterday that, we'll wait to see how Wemby responds, if he can respond, because it does look like he's mentally, getting a little taxed. And I honestly did feel like physically a little bit too, but because of those 2 days off, I feel like he came in with it was like Wemby's back, like the alien has returned from his ship. Like, it's just crazy how he can just flip a switch and it's back to being how he's responded in these other series, He steps up and he meets the moment. I know.
That's the thing.
It's incredible.
And he is not afraid. Like, it's what Brunson was saying about Mike Brown in the Athletic article that I read for us yesterday. It's like the Spurs aren't afraid, or the Knicks aren't afraid to fail. I think Wemby is the same way. I mean, Wemby has multiple times answered bad games with really, really good performances. And the last taste in his mouth from game 2 was throwing the ball off the back of Stephon Castle for that turnover, then fouling, allowing Brunson to go to the line to ultimately win that game, and then missing the potential game-winning shot when he had a good look at it. So it's just all Wemby, compounded mistakes at the end of game 2. And you have to sit on that for a couple days. And your first opportunity to make up for that, Wemby comes out and starts the game the way that he did in Madison Square Garden. Like, Wemby, this is what makes him different. And this is what we talked about. Like, some of the greats didn't just want to win; they were obsessed with it. And that was another performance from Wemby that you talk about legacy and you talk about what he's building for himself. That was a player that was like, I take full ownership on what happened. I'm not going to let that happen again, and I'm going to set the tone and I'm going to establish myself. And that's what Wemby did throughout this game. And then, of course, he was really good in the fourth quarter, too.
I also had a question about, we talked about the environment last night and how, there was a lot of hype surrounding this game, going back to New York, and then all of the stuff, obviously, with the president, shutting down the streets, and then they were pushed to, I think, Central Park. And so there was a lot of craziness that was going on. You had to get in early. There's been a couple takes on this too. Again, we're not there. We're not in the building. But there were some takes on it maybe wasn't the same crowd, like Knicks crowd that has been throughout the season.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost a little, this sounds funny to say, but a little subdued in a way. Like, it's not like, Knicks fans are crazy. Like, Knicks fans will just, there was a little bit of chanting here and there.
Sure.
But I heard it was like a little bit different vibe than what we're used to.
Through the TV, it sounded just as loud, but the New Yorkers were outside.
Yeah.
The New Yorkers were in Central Park.
Yes, it was corporate.
The New Yorkers were the ones that, and I saw this video and it made me laugh. Did you see the video of 9 dudes after the loss are working together to try and rip a Victor Wembanyama jersey?
I did.
If there's not anything more symbolic on the planet than 9 guys trying to destroy Wemby and not being able to do it. It's like, it's just symbolic to how great Wemby is and how unstoppable Wemby is. These 9 New Yorkers are fighting to just rip this jersey and can't do it. But yeah, like the New Yorker, the New York Knicks fan, bing bong, those guys were all outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the celebs were all inside. And the president was inside, sitting with Dolan and falling asleep. And look, I like seeing all the celebs around the court. I like seeing all these Knicks legends in attendance. That's good. That should be the first layer. And then you peel each layer back and you should see more and more of the New York fan base as it goes up. And I'm not saying those who were in there that financially could afford to pay for those tickets, I'm not saying they're any less of New York Knicks fans, but the passion of that fan base was in Central Park.
Yeah.
The passion of that fan base couldn't get past the barriers that they set up for the president. Like that was the environment that they chose. It was the first finals game at Madison Square Garden in a long freaking time, so they went for the pomp and circumstance and the pageantry of it. And it probably didn't feel the same because it wasn't the same. And unfortunately, the Knicks lost the game too, which I think compounds that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I hope game 4 is a little bit more. I know it's not going to be completely normalized because, again, the ticket prices are what they are.
Right.
But I hope it is a little bit normal where they can go out on, the plaza and they can have their watch parties. By the way, I thought the national anthem was superb. Like, the Broadway, I think he's like a Broadway star / actor. I can't remember the name, but he was so good. I thought that was a great start to everything. Like the energy seemed, you got to go listen. It's incredible. The energy seemed great, like in the start. But I get if you're in there and maybe it wasn't the vibe you're used to as being a New Yorker.
Well, Mike Brown wasn't happy with the officiating after the game. We will talk about that. We'll hear what he had to say and react to it. Plus, yes, we do have to talk about De'Aaron Fox. He missed shots, but that doesn't mean he had a bad game like so many people are trying to make it out to be or labeling it as. That and more still to come here as Matt and Kayla's just getting started on a Tuesday. Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Today, we tip our wrench to Rock Auto customer Dylan.
I actually used to manage a parts department for a car dealership, and we would get stuff from Rock Auto if I couldn't get it from my dealership suppliers. You pick the year, you go through all the drop-down menus, and it just makes it really easy to navigate and see what you want. Like a wheel bearing, for instance, for a Corvair that I have. Rock Auto's catalog made it really easy to find that specific one that I was looking for.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. That's ethos.com/music. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Steel City comes to town as the A's host the Pittsburgh Pirates for a thrilling 3-game series starting Monday, June 15th. Kick off the week with an exciting Monday matchup, followed by special theme nights and exclusive ballpark giveaways all midweek long. Don't miss your chance to catch rare interleague action right here in Sacramento, where the A's take on the Pittsburgh Pirates starting Monday, June 15th. Get tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
At Folsom Chevy, they're making it easier to get a new truck. From how you're treated to sweet new deals. Swing by the Folsom Auto Mall, ask about their incredible new finance offer on every new 2026 Silverado half-ton truck in stock. Folsom Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Car Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at T-Mobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chryslers that make this the summer event?
Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on those hard-to-find new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, you can take advantage of available 5.9% for 84 months financing with no payments for 90 days on select inventory.
You always have the best selection of Rams and now the best interest rates.
We are truck people at Hoblet. That's why we have over 600 new Rams available. And more importantly, the hard-to-find Rams you're looking for. That means your new Ram is waiting at HobletDodge.com.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. $14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $10,500 dealer discount. Incentives include $500 on the job upfit for eligible upfit. $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership. $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade-in. 10th of net savings. See dealer for details.
It's time for your Sactown Scouting Report, breaking down the top prospects for the Sacramento Kings ahead of the 2026 NBA Draft.
LeBaron Philon Jr., point guard, Alabama.
LeBaron Philon Jr. might be the guard in this range that nobody's talking about enough. There are louder names in the class, but Philon brings real creation, pace, pull-up scoring, and enough playmaking to make you wonder if he belongs in that same conversation. I took a look at if he's a legitimate option for Sacramento at 7 or more of a trade-down candidate.
Read the entire breakdown from Brendan Nunez right now at SactownSports.com. Presented by Power Business Technology. Copiers and printers for all your office needs.
Side between his legs, stutter step, free throw line, pull up jumper, good! De'Aaron Fox in the eyes of the defense, and the biggest shot of the series to date for the Spurs puts them up 5 with 12.2 to play.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
When I tell you I popped out my seat when Fox hit that shot, oh boy! Oh, that was vintage. De'Aaron gets downhill, reads the defense, gets to that elbow jumper, fading away over 2 defenders, splash. That was one of only 4 shots that Fox made on the night.
Matt was like literally in his feels.
No, I was in a way, because Frankie Cardicelli tweeted it out from Sactown Sports. It's perfect. Oh, we've seen that before. Like that is Fox's shot, and he was angle. Sugarcoat it. He was chucking bricks for a lot of the night. He could not buy a bucket, especially from three-point range. He was 0 of 5. Now, to be fair, he had a couple grenades chucked at him from Wemby that he's got to talk to the big fella about. Hey, man, if you just either shoot the ball with 4 seconds left or get it to me sooner, because you're giving the ball to me and I have to chuck from 35 feet. But
the
Fox,
James Harden offense, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Fox did not shoot the ball well, but And I mean, I've already responded to it on the text line. I've seen some in the YouTube comment section. Again, that's fine. You don't like De'Aaron Fox, that's totally fine. I get it. It was not a great game for De'Aaron Fox by any means. But it's not the gloat that you think it is talking about the game De'Aaron Fox had last night, because Fox, once again, did his job.
Yeah.
Fox was really good running the offense. He had 8 assists. He did have 2 turnovers, but only one of them came in the fourth quarter. It was when he fell down, because OG and
I remember that, yeah.
OG played some phenomenal defense throughout the night, but OG's job was to stop De'Aaron Fox and stop Fox trying to get downhill. And he was able to do it at some points, not every point. And that particular play, he pulled the chair out from De'Aaron. De'Aaron tried to create contact and tried to turn the corner, and OG just said, whoop, and De'Aaron fell down because of it, tripped over his own feet a little bit. Like, that was a bad turnover from De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter. Yep, that play happened. De'Aaron Fox went, 4 of 14 from the field. Yes, that happened. He hit the biggest shot of the night to put the game on ice after Jalen Brunson hit that big 3. It was a vintage De'Aaron Fox shot, and he'd been getting downhill all game long and distributing. He led the team in assists. Again, he had 8 assists in this game, and his defense was sensational throughout the night, but especially in the fourth quarter. You know, he finished the game with a steal and 2 blocks. All of them were in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He locked in defense. There's more to basketball than scoring. And sometimes, if you're not shooting well, you want to try and make an impact in other ways. Kings fans, look in the mirror for a second, and let's talk about what we were talking about so much this season when it came to guys like Zach LaVine, or even Buddy Hield back in the day. Well, if they weren't scoring, what are you getting from them? If De'Aaron Fox isn't scoring, he's still distributing. He's still running the offense. He's still playing stellar defense. He's blocking shots. He's getting steals. He's communicating well. This is what De'Aaron brings to the team. So saying De'Aaron had a bad game last night is not the flex that you think it is, because he didn't shoot the ball well. And you want to bring up his contract again because that's the only thing you can lean on. Again, you're more worried about the money that he's making than the team that's paying him that money. De'Aaron was instrumental to the win last night. And he was fantastic outside of scoring the basketball. So I was happy with to see him close out that game, to see him hit that shot, and for the San Antonio Spurs to ultimately get that win.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a part of it is obviously you have to just say Victor Wembanyama was the guy. But,
of course.
I mean, you look at, I also think Stephon Castle in the first half primarily had an incredible first half.
He was so good.
But then, you know, that's what's so interesting about the Spurs we always talk about. I feel like we always find our way back to this conversation. We always find our way back to the conversation of they all have their particular roles and they all play them pretty well most of the time.
Yep.
Now, at times when Wemby can't be like Batman, it can get a little sticky with like the other roles then falling into place.
Yeah, how many Robins are there?
Yeah, how many Robins, and when the Robin isn't doing the ultimate Robin thing, like how can we figure out how to win a game with that? But for the most part, I think that's why we've always talked about the Spurs being such a good team. They're young. They might be ahead of schedule, but they all just kind of play their roles really nicely.
Yeah. What a luxury for Mitch Johnson to have, too, because one of these 3 guards is typically scoring well on a nightly basis. I can't think of the last time that all 3 of them weren't scoring well. Like one of the 3 of them, whether it's Dylan Harper or Fox or Castle, one of the 3 of them is typically scoring. 2 of the 3 of them are typically defending. One of the 3 of them is always distributing, and that's De'Aaron. Like, that's the benefit of these 3 guards. And you talk about a good problem to have with this many point guards. Could it become a problem eventually of who needs to get the playing time and who's got to take a seat? Maybe it does in a few years. And maybe it is De'Aaron that ends up taking the back seat. We're not there now, so I don't know why so many people are worrying about it as much as they are. It's not worth worrying about. They're in the finals.
I just, I think, again, it's just the connection here. I'm sure that there's some San Antonio Spurs fans that talk about it too, but not to the level that we discuss it on a daily basis.
Of course.
Because it is, again, fresh in everyone's mind, and everyone has, as you're entitled to, their own thoughts and emotions about it. You know?
Mike Brown certainly, of course, has ties to Sacramento too, and had plenty of thoughts to share after last night's game. He didn't hold back, and he has a fine, I'm sure, on the way when talking about the officiating after Game 3.
If we play Game 4, and in the second half, they get 24 free throw attempts to our 8, and maybe we were fouling, but they fouled too. Cat gets the ball off a loose ball rebound, and he shoots it, and he gets whacked across the arm, and they hit the ball, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. There's no foul. There were opportunities for fouls to be called to at least try to even the free throws out. To go 24 free throw attempts in a second half, that's 48 for the game if you think about it the way that they called that second half, compared to 8. All the shots we took, we got fouled 4 times, roughly, for 8 free throw attempts. Again, I don't complain much. I never thought I'd see that in an NBA Finals game, and I saw it tonight. That's tough to overcome when you're playing against a great team.
I understand Mike Brown's point.
Mm-hmm.
I just respectfully don't care because of how this series is being played and how physical this series has been. Like, I get the stat that he's not, like, a 24-8 free throw advantage in a half does stand out. But Mike, when your team scored 42 points and battled back from your early deficit in the first half, you had a 14-8 free throw advantage. Now, 14-8 is a lot different than 24-8, right? So I'm not saying it's an equal comparison and it balances out. Like, in total, the Spurs shot 32 free throws to the Knicks 22. So 10 free throw difference can be significant in a close game. Again, I understand Mike Brown's point. He, like all of us, see the physicality of this series, see the physicality of both sides. And I guess Mike's ultimate point is, okay, then just don't blow the whistle. Like, we're both playing physical basketball.
Right.
Either blow the whistle for both of us or don't blow the whistle at all. He certainly feels like the Spurs got more favorable foul calls down the stretch. Do I think that's the reason why the Knicks lost the game? No. I think Mike's standing up for his guys a little bit who are clearly frustrated with the physicality. I think Kat was very frustrated with the physicality. Brunson was very frustrated with the physicality. But it comes off more of an excuse than it comes off as a good point. And you know how much I love Mike Brown.
And I do too, but I think this is where I get a little bit frustrated, especially in the postseason and in, a situation like this where we're in the finals and for the most part, the games have been highly entertaining. Yes, they've been a little physical. Yes, we've seen people get in faces, which this is all why people are tuning in, though. And I think that it kind of like dampers the moment a little, and it's like you're like going along, and all of a sudden you hit on your brakes, and you're like, okay, wait, did he just say that? Like, wait a second. Like, we get it. The numbers, we get it. You're given valid numbers here, but it kind of can flip flop in situations like this too. Like, I feel like it can go the other way at some point. I just feel like let the refs do their thing. You guys just adjust to how you need to adjust. And look, you lost the first game of the series.
Yeah.
Like,
you lost your first game in over like 45 days.
45 days.
So you're all right.
But I think it is exactly that. I think these coaches do it more so than anything, guys, because I know the players get frustrated, especially after a loss. And when the coach doesn't say anything, I feel like Mike Brown, is that type of dude that's earned a lot of their respect.
Yeah.
If he didn't say anything, he don't want to get the players all pissy.
Yeah. He can do it now, and he can eat a fine instead of a technical foul that could have a negative impact on the game. And I don't want to see the officiating change at all. I hope the officiating
No,
doesn't
I don't
change
either.
at all
It's
from
been
this.
fun.
I think the officials have been as good of officials can be. I think they've been phenomenal. Have they made mistakes? Of course. They're humans. It happens in every single game. But for the most part, the way the officials have approached these NBA Finals, sensational. And it needs to continue. Because that's why these games have been as good as they are. Matthew Tynan, who's a Spurs beat writer and also the host of the Locked On Spurs podcast, formerly covered the Spurs for The Athletic. He's going to join us at 11 o'clock to break down that Spurs win last night, preview Game 4, and talk about the journey that the Spurs have been on to get to this point. Looking forward to chatting with him at 11 o'clock. But up next, another ninth inning collapse for the San Francisco Giants. We'll talk about Tony Vitello's decision that has him in hot water. And if we have time, the A's lost an absolute shootout in Las Vegas. And I get why they're playing there, but it just doesn't make me feel good. We'll talk about that as well. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Sacramento, get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road for crazy deals on DeWalt products. We're talking all of the lowest prices in Sacramento on Bear Tools, tool products, batteries, lasers, hand tools, outdoor power equipment, and so much more. Again, this DeWalt sale event will be June 12th from 7 till 5:30 and June 13th from 9 till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, Tony V, you, my friend, are not very popular this morning. The San Francisco Giants were 3 outs away from beating the Washington Nationals last night and giving Logan Webb a well-deserved win. Webb threw 8 innings, struck out 7, allowed only 1 run through 99 pitches.
Yep, he was
good. He was Cy Young award-winning version of himself last night. He was dealing at Oracle Park. Giants, I think, scored 2 runs in the 8th inning to go up. What would it end up being? What was it? 3. I don't even remember the score. Hold on, let me double-check the box score. Yeah, they were up 3-1. They're up 3-1 going into the 9th inning. And Vitello decides to not have Logan Webb go back out, and he goes to his bullpen, but specifically he goes to Keaton Winn. Keaton Winn
doesn't win.
Had Pitt nice. And Keaton Winn is I think unfairly getting criticized. Yeah, Board didn't like that. Keaton Winn is being unfairly bashed a little bit, but also a lot of people are starting to come to his defense because this was the third straight day, not just game, third straight day that Keaton Winn had pitched out of the bullpen. And he looked tired, and he got rocked in the ninth.
Bad decision. And these are the decisions when you do start kind of wondering, okay, this is not college ball anymore, right? This is pro. And you just had Logan Webb go out and pitch an absolute gem. You've had Winn like you said, 2 previous nights not be able to do what you need him to do. Why in the world would you even risk it after a performance by one of your starting pitchers, by the way, who needed a little bit of a confidence boost as well?
Big time.
I just think that was, I will say this, that was the wrong read by Tony Vitello in terms of what he needed to do. And that is the type of thing that if these little things start adding up, he's going to have people on his ass.
Well, here is his explanation post-game for why he pulled Webb and went with Keaton Winn.
You know, obviously an outstanding outing by Webby. Made the decision to let him go back out in the 8th. Looked really good. Obviously, you get back to the top of the order one more time through, and where he's been at with pitch count and a little bit of time off, long delay in the inning, decided to go to the guy who's been late in the game for us. And obviously with Keaton, he's got, experience of it going his way and not going his way. So goes out there, and then as we navigate through the inning, there's obviously some situations in there you don't want strikes, but we provided strikes. So to me, that was kind of the difference maker.
That was the third day in a row for Keaton. What went to the decision to put Keaton Winn out there in the ninth?
He's been a guy we trust at the end. Killian's not available. Obviously, Smitty's kind of putting his name in the hat there for end of the game. But we needed strikes, and in my opinion, needed experience, and we needed a guy who has gotten it done for us in the past. So we went with him.
Keaton Winn, his outing before last night, he pitched really well in Chicago at Wrigley Field in a win over the Cubs. So I understand Winn has become, in a bullpen that's not a lot of reliability, Winn has arguably become one of the most reliable players for Vitello to go to. But still, as a manager, you should probably be able to recognize when an arm is tired and doesn't have the stuff that they normally have, and using it 3 straight days is a recipe for disaster, especially when, like, if you have a bad bullpen and you have a starter that's rolling, just stick with why make a problem for yourself? You didn't have to pull Webb.
And that's the other part. I mean, I'm sure Webb wanted to get back out there. I think he was only on 99.
Yes.
Which is
he's
not,
gone over 100 many times in his career.
And honestly, that again, I go back to the confidence booster for Webb. These are moments as a pitcher too in a season, like it wouldn't have been a bad thing to let him go back out there. Now, I know we can say I would have done it this way and, whatever, and it would have, and if it didn't go right, then we'd be criticizing, well, you let Webb go too long. But I will say this, when it all comes down to it, Tony is responsible. Yes, he is responsible for these decisions that no matter if you like it or not, or you agree with it or not, he is going to be judged on decisions like this. And if they decide to pile up, there will be conversations that are going to be had. But the primary thing, Matt, is we've got to give Buster Posey.
Oh, yeah.
We have got to give him the heat as well, because he's the one that decided to not go out and add to his bullpen in the offseason. And he was very, very stubborn in terms of saying that he was wrong. Well, brah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You needed to.
It's been a problem consistently, and we're only in early June. But let me ask you this, Kayla. We know the Giants are headed in the wrong direction. We know this. The season is essentially cooked, and now the Giants are going to look to be sellers at the trade deadline. It's what they should do. There's no point in hoping to revitalize this season. Maybe the team gets hot and you can reevaluate at that point. But as of right now, is it a good thing in a season like this for Tony V to be able to make these mistakes and figure these things out on the fly and learn and adapt and adjust accordingly? Or can these pile up so much that he doesn't have a chance after this year to learn from it and build upon it? Because Mark Kotsay, granted, very different situation.
Yeah.
Kotsay, former MLB player, took over the A's, and the A's weren't very good at the time. The A's didn't have the expectations of the Giants that they had going into this season, for sure. So I'm not necessarily comparing the situations. But Kotsay grew as a manager before our eyes, figuring things out and trying things and making wrong decisions. And he still struggles with bullpen decisions this season. Right now, he's still working through some things. If I'm doing a pro Tony V, pro Giants argument, if you're going to make these mistakes as a new manager and figure these out, I guess now's the time to do it because the team's not very good.
Yeah.
But you also, to your point, if you make these mistakes too many times, you're not going to make it to being able to figure it out.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that is I do think there's leeway this season because, again, Buster Posey is, I mean, look, people are looking at him too, like, you got to figure this out.
Yep.
Together, it doesn't look great, but I do think this season is a season of, making your mistakes, getting them out of the way. But I will mention that making the same mistake twice or three times, that's not probably going to be tolerated as well. So Tony V can make mistakes, but if we start seeing a pattern here with some of the ways he's managing, like that's when you start to say, okay, like there's a lot of games to learn and there should be some progress even at the end of the season like the A's had last year, right? You can go through ups and downs in baseball, but if you see some progress even towards the end, maybe, okay, Tony's figuring it out.
Well, the A's last night scored 14 runs.
Yeah.
And lost.
That ain't good.
They were up by 3 runs after the 7th inning. And they gave up a run in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th to force extras, and then gave up 4 runs in the 10th, equaled those 4 runs in the 10th in a crazy way, and then gave up the winner to the Milwaukee Brewers in the 12th. And this game was being played in the smaller Las Vegas ballpark as part of their Las Vegas series to try and establish their roots as much as they could over there. I hated seeing it. I get why. I know the A's are going. I know that new ballpark. I see updates on it every day, and it's looking nice. Like it's looking like they're making good progress on this new ballpark, and I'm sure the ballpark's going to be state of the art when it opens if they can figure out how to pay for all of it. But I still don't like it. 1, as an Oakland A's fan, but 2, as a Sacramento fan, and seeing the A's just choose to go and just a nice reminder that you're the couch, and we're gonna go.
It's annoying.
We're gonna go flirt with the new girlfriend or the soon-to-be new wife.
For sure.
Part of me was glad the A's lost.
No,
evil part of me was happy they lost.
I was thinking about that, Matt, when I saw that they were playing over there. I believe, is it their AAA park they're playing in, or?
Yes, the Las Vegas Aviators.
Aviators, okay. So I thought about that though, and I was like, man, this is kind of like when you know your significant other is hanging out with somebody else, and you know the divorce is coming, but it's just like, okay,
it's like F you.
Like you're just like, really? Do you need to like
rub it in my face?
Rub it in my face, but. I don't know. It's just, it is tough to see. I wish it was all just going to be fixed because Sacramento was going to get a baseball team, but that's something we got to wait for in the future. But yeah, it is a weird situation. They got to figure out how to finish that ballpark though. I mean, they still have got money to deal with that. And I also am curious, Matt, just like the Oakland Raiders became the Las Vegas Raiders, and you've talked about it time and time again, it's a destination stadium, right? I'm curious to see how baseball ultimately will do there.
I don't think it's going to do
I don't think it's going to do what they think these other, actual expansion teams have done in Vegas.
I don't think it's going to do very well, but they'll still make their money anyway, so why will they care? Truth be told. And I don't think Major League Baseball cares all that much either because they just want to get in Las Vegas.
Exactly.
We'll get back to the NBA Finals. Coming up next, Matthew Tynan. He's a Spurs beat writer, host of the Locked on Spurs podcast, former athletic or Spurs beat writer for The Athletic, joins us next to talk about Game 3 last night, preview Game 4, and this entire Spurs wild journey to being in the NBA Finals. Matthew Tynan joins us next right here on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect! Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too! Incredible! What a finish! Sensational combination! Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but why buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing? That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Bolemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
We've been watching from afar, although paying close attention here in Sacramento, to the rise of the San Antonio Spurs this season. Even those of us who are very optimistic about the Spurs in their first full year together with this group thought, yeah, they could be a playoff team. I don't know if too many of us expected them to be all the way in the NBA Finals in their first year, and they're going toe-to-toe with a different team of destiny in Mike Brown's New York Knicks. Well, joining us right now, Matthew Tynan. He's been covering the Spurs on the Spurs beat for a while, formerly with The Athletic, now is one of the hosts of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Matthew, I don't know if you remember, but when you were with the Athletic years ago, you came here to the Golden One Center. We're watching a Kings game, and you had a Kings Spurs game, and you had the privilege, and I use air quotes with privilege, of sitting next to me during that game and dealing with all my shenanigans while watching that Kings and Spurs game. But it's a pleasure to be able to have you here on Matt and Kayla. What a run this has been, I'm sure, for you as a journalist. What a run this has been for the city of San Antonio and Spurs fans. And I'm glad we have you on after a Spurs win and not San Antonio being down 0-3.
Yeah, we timed this perfectly, huh?
We know what we're doing. We know the script.
And yeah, I do remember, man. I think it was the only time we've crossed paths, but I do remember that season. Even though it became blurry once COVID hit, that was some kind of season, man.
Well, little did I know that you were there scouting De'Aaron Fox for the San Antonio Spurs, of course. He's been one of the tremendous additions. That 3-guard lineup, I could ask you individually about each of the three of them, but let me ask you first about those three and how they almost combine to be three different aspects of Robin to Wemby's Batman. But how much of a privilege has that been for Coach Johnson and for the San Antonio Spurs? It seems like Kayla and I were talking about this earlier. One of the three of them is always scoring on any given night, and two out of the three, if not all three of them, are playing defense on any given night. It's just such a privilege, you can tell, for the Spurs to have.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you talk to, and we've asked him about this, so I don't even know why I'm posing it, if you talk to, but Mitch Johnson has said over the course of the season that like those three and their ability, the having three advantage creating guards, the ability to get downhill in pretty much any situation, it has kind of been the key to unlocking a lot of what Victor Wembanyama does. Like, I think you saw it early last night where, Steph Castle really hasn't made his imprint on this series at all until last night. And he comes out just intentional with his process, has a plan every time he drives. Josh Hart has given him a lot of problems, so it's kind of just one of those individual things like, all right, man up and get through this guy. Like, he's trying to guard your right hand. Don't let him do that anymore. And whenever Steph Castle is getting downhill with force, it just creates so many opportunities for Victor Wembanyama because suddenly the Knicks defense has to pay a lot of attention to him. And it's just kind of a microcosm of what they've been all year long. And they typically, over the course of the season, they don't really play together. It's like a rotation of the three. And really, on the whole, whenever those three do play together, the net is not always great. So, but the fact of the matter is the Spurs play 48 minutes every night with at least one really strong to elite level advantage creating guards. And it's just been a massive luxury for San Antonio.
When it comes to Victor Wembanyama, we all know he is the Batman of that Spurs squad. And I think we've been so impressed with just some of these series, particularly with the Oklahoma City series where, they would lose a game, but then they would come back and Victor would be the one that sets the tone. It seemed, though, at the start of this Knicks series, especially when it came to answering in that game, too, that maybe the mental part of it was kind of catching up with him, maybe a little bit the physical. But then again, he hits 2 days rest off, and this happens. Yeah. Were you guys at any point thinking maybe this is starting to tax on Victor a little bit?
No, and I understand that the sort of national narrative was there, but that's kind of what happens when the finals come around. Everybody's watching instead of just the people who have watched all year. But we've seen these kind of performances from Victor over the course of the year. And just in these playoffs, because the Spurs team is so young, they've kind of had a tendency to ease into these series to kind of try to, I guess, learn from what they're experiencing in that moment. I mean, they were tied 1-1 with the Blazers. They lost the first game against Minnesota. They went, like you said, down 3-2 to Oklahoma City. It takes a while for them to sort of sink in and feel what they're doing and knowing how to attack, kind of like second nature in a way rather than thinking about everything. We've seen this from Victor Wembanyama both from a mentality perspective and just straight up, I just think that, like, human beings are not supposed to be that big. Like, I've spoken with doctors before who are Spurs fans, and they're like, I'm scared every time I watch this guy because humans aren't supposed to function the way that he does at 7'5", let alone like run and jump and push and pull and all this stuff for over the course of a long game. I just think that there are days, and you can tell pretty quickly, like within the first couple of minutes of a game, where Victor just like doesn't have it. And you know what it is when you see it. And I think that a lot of times there is absolutely a correlation between number of days off and his performances. Like, you're more likely to see a sluggish performance if there's just one day off. If he gets 2 days off, it's a completely different story. So we'll see what happens in Game 4, but Victor has this tendency to, as we've already seen in these playoffs, like, as the series moves along and he gets a grasp of what he wants to do, he really starts to make his imprint more and more. And when he is committed to just playing with force from the start, like, he's the best player on the floor in this series. And it's dangerous when he gets going, especially early in the game.
Matthew Tynan joining us, Spurs beat writer and one of the hosts of the Locked On Spurs podcast with me. Matthew, what has stood out to me so much is every team typically has the best player, and you'll see teammates acknowledge, hey, that's our best player, and kind of fall in line, for lack of a better term. But this Spurs group seems to really want to hold up their side of the bargain with Wemby as much as possible. When the Spurs were here in Sacramento earlier in the season, this was right after Wemby publicly came out post-game and talked about, I think I'm the MVP, and made his case for MVP. And De'Aaron Fox, who of course is very polarizing here in Sacramento, had his post-game press conference, and he started talking about how when he heard Wemby talk, like, he wants to do his part, and Castle and Harper and all these guys want to do their part to help Wemby accomplish that goal. And you can very much see Wemby's approach to games and the maturity that he has, despite being so young, kind of embody this entire team who won 2 road games in Oklahoma City to beat the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. They go into Madison Square Garden, which is unlike it's been in 20-plus years, last night, and they win that game in Game 3. Like, I'm very impressed by how much this team and this group has really rallied behind Wemby more than, he's just our star player.
Yeah, I mean, this might sound overly simplistic, but they just like the guy. Like, they really, really like the guy. And, like, this team in general is really close. And I think that, when you have a superstar, and there are other stars on this roster, obviously, but nothing close to what Victor is. So when you have a locker room that really, really does like each other and respects each other and wants to prop each other up, like, I think that's been one of the beautiful elements to the way this roster was constructed. They just have guys who fit well together, both on the court and in the locker room. And I also think, like, there's absolutely something to the fact that they see how much Victor cares, and Victor is crazy. Like, I think there's a little bit of a psycho in it. Like, he's going to bed at 9 p.m. every night. He's like walking out of, if there's a late game and he's like past his bedtime, he's walking out with glasses that are like those blue light glasses, so that his eyes aren't being subjected to stuff that shouldn't be subjected to at a certain time of night. Like, he is crazy about his routine, and all he wants to do is win. He's passionate as all get out about it. And I think that just trickles down. And you can see, like, the games where Victor really has it going, it's not like a coincidence that the others follow suit, I guess. But yeah, I think a lot of times we don't really think enough about the fact, like, hey, these guys really like each other. They care about one another. And I think it just really shows with the Spurs locker room, and it shows with the way they play, frankly.
Matthew, we probably talk about De'Aaron Fox more here than in San Antonio, to tell you the truth. Obviously, there's a connection here, and there's a lot of split emotions on the man, and obviously the situation he's in. There are people that are very happy for him and people that are like, he needs to do more. With you guys, boots on the ground, and you guys talk about it every single day. I know, like, the money is the money, but he did not pay himself that money. The Spurs paid him that money. Do you feel like he has done enough, especially just in the postseason, played his role well enough to not maybe get as much criticism as he's getting? I mean,
you can ask me that, but we all know how the fans are going to act. But I just think, like, it's just business as usual in the NBA, right? Like, it's not something that you see and you're like, okay, maybe that's kind of a lot of money, but the Spurs can, like you said, they're the ones who paid him. They can afford this right now. He's critical in what they're trying to do. Like, as far as I'm concerned, just by virtue of the fact that they've gotten here, he's earned his money, because they would not be here without him. Even during his shooting struggles, which he is in a pretty rough stretch when it comes to his three-point shooting in particular. But, like, it can't be ignored that he is still not even close to 100% after he suffered a high ankle sprain in the Minnesota series, late in the Minnesota series. He's just, you can tell, like, he'll summon the burst every once in a while, but he just doesn't have it fully for, like, the full allotment of minutes that he gets that night. But we saw what happened in the first two games of the Oklahoma City series. The Spurs had 21 turnovers in each of those games. Steph Castle had 20 combined in the first two games. And then De'Aaron Fox comes back, and it's things back to normal, back to usual. And he's just a great organizer of the offense. He sets the table for all these young dudes, and not that he's old. I mean, I know Dylan Harper calls him Unk, and he's 28 years old, but he sets the table for all these young dudes to sort of be the workhorses. And then, as y'all saw last night, when they've needed a bucket all year long, when they've needed late-game offense all season long, the execution down the stretch, the ball's in De'Aaron's hands. Like I said, they would not be here if it weren't for him.
Matthew, you're speaking to the lead defense attorney of De'Aaron Fox here in Sacramento.
I know I am, Matt.
I mean, I'm going to war with my own people about De'Aaron Fox here, because I appreciate the man and got to cover his career so closely here in Sacramento. And there's no doubt that, like, the shooting absolutely could be better. The scoring could be better. And I appreciate the fact that De'Aaron Fox is not using his ankle injury as an excuse. But what we're also seeing is how players can impact games outside of just scoring. If De'Aaron isn't scoring, okay, well, he's orchestrating. I thought his defense in the fourth quarter last night was sensational. He had 2 blocks and a steal in the fourth quarter alone. And I understand, I think fans look at the 3 guards that the Spurs have, and they look at Castle and especially Harper and how fearless Harper has been in these playoffs as a rookie, and go, man, it's only a matter of time before Fox is going to be ousted out of there. But they want to hit the fast forward button on that so quickly. Can you give us some insight on what the Spurs are looking at in terms of a timeline? And I know there's been conversations too. This is the organization that had Manu Ginobili coming off the bench his entire career, so they know how to handle when they have an abundance of talent like this at the guard position. But the Spurs, clearly, being in the finals in this first year, they're not in any kind of hurry to accelerate this process. If Harper beats Fox out or Castle beats Fox out or whatever, then that's just the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I've never really understood why people get so antsy about hitting the fast forward button, especially when there's, like, no need to.
Yeah.
And the Spurs are not interested in hitting the accelerator when it comes to De'Aaron Fox. Like, they're still fine financially even when his deal kicks in next year.
Right.
They have multiple years before they have to start paying, obviously Wembanyama is going to get his contract extension signed this summer, but they still have a year left until Steph Castle, and then 2 years before Dylan Harper. Like, they have time to sort of figure this out. I think eventually, you're probably looking at some deliberation there for sure. It's just kind of, especially given the way the collective bargaining agreement is so punitive when it comes to paying too much money for your roster. Like, you'd think at some point there will be a debate to be had, but right now, like, there just isn't a rush. Especially just considering, like, look, everyone loves watching Dylan Harper play. He is unbelievable as a 20-year-old in the NBA, but he also has a very simple role on this team. He comes off the bench and they say, score. He doesn't have to set up the offense. He doesn't have to comp things. He's not a floor organizer, really. He's typically the guy who they give him the ball and it's time to attack. He hasn't had all those responsibilities put on his shoulders yet. That's all for De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle. Now, that's going to come with Dylan Harper, but, like, that's still a very big step in his evolution. And, like, when Spurs fans have been calling for him to start over De'Aaron in these playoffs, I just can't help but think, like, y'all aren't going to like the result of that, I don't think. Like, because you're looking at a game last night where OG Anunoby is guarding De'Aaron Fox. Dylan Harper, do you want OG Anunoby guarding you from the start, or would you rather go up against Shamet? What's the? And so I just think that I mean, fans are impatient. It is what it is. It's just part of the deal. So yeah, I just don't think the Spurs are looking at it that way at all.
You spoke about these younger guards and look, very talented, like you said, and but they all have certain roles, and obviously Fox is the role that he can come in and he can be the closer and take care of the ball. And I'm curious, as you talked about Wemby and how he is so respected, I'm wondering in terms of the guards specifically with Fox, like, is Fox the type of guy that you guys have seen as being like the teaching type, or like how much do these younger guards look up to Fox and kind of the way he plays his game?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, he's not one of these, like, vets coming in who he's there to teach. I mean, he's there to get his too, like he's there to lead the team, but he has been great with Dylan Harper and Steph Castle. He sits next to Dylan in the locker room. Like, it's one of those things where they pair people together to be sort of a mentor, teammate type of thing. So it's been a really good relationship. And I think De'Aaron has also, and by the way, I think this has been instrumental in San Antonio's development this season. Like, he's taken on much more of an off-ball role. Like, Steph Castle has been largely the high usage guy. I compare Castle to like a workhorse running back in football who's there to sort of soften up the defense and then, wait for the chunk plays from Victor, from De'Aaron. And he's done a lot more stuff off the ball. His usage rate is down quite a bit this season compared to when he was in Sacramento. And I just think that he's taken this role of like really balancing getting those guys involved and then taking over when he needs to. And I think that he's just been excellent in that capacity this season.
We're talking with Matthew Tynan, Spurs beat writer, host of the Locked On Spurs podcast, with us as well. Matthew, let's look forward to Game 4 and try and guess or figure out what the Spurs can replicate from Game 3. And one thing that really jumped out to Kayla especially, we were talking about it earlier, is how much Cat faded into the background in Game 3. And we were talking, because we're very familiar, of course, with Mike Brown here in Sacramento, and a lot of what he does with the Knicks offense is what he was doing when the Kings were at their best here in Sacramento and using Cat.
Man, there's a whole lot of Kings in these finals, aren't there?
Listen, we're going through it as much as we possibly can, Matthew. It's everywhere. It's like a poster board of the ineptitude of the Sacramento Kings in these finals. But Mike Brown has Cat in this role where Jalen Brunson's the star, but Cat is arguably the foundation and one of the most important, if not the most important piece of how everything's been working as of late. And the Spurs were very effective in kind of taking him out of the game and not allowing him to get as comfortable in a rhythm like he was in those first two games. How much of a game plan do you think was that with Mitch Johnson specifically, and how replicable is that in Game 4?
Well, I think it's replicable. I think it's just going to be about what kind of adjustments the the Knicks make. I almost said the Kings. Just thinking about it's about like the adjustments the Knicks make, because a couple of things that stood out to me last night. The Spurs put Steph Castle on Cat a lot last night, like a lot, and he didn't do anything when Steph Castle was on him. It was kind of one of those things too where they were parking Castle like in his lap. They were doing a whole lot of fronting, just making it difficult for him to get the ball. And it didn't, I don't know, for like, maybe this is a Cat thing. Like, I think he's been so good in these playoffs that you kind of hate for it to be like this. But like, it's one of those things where like, is Cat fading? Is Cat kind of doing the thing that people have accused him of in the past, or what's going on here? We'll see what kind of adjustments there are there. I thought the other big thing that San Antonio did was like Victor Wembanyama hardly guarded a singular person. He basically, his zone was the weak side corner. It wasn't like, oh, they're going to put Victor on Hart, they're going to put Victor on Cat. It's just whoever was in the corner. And they just trusted the fact that they could always keep him low. It simplifies things for, the crazy like we saw last night, just the crazy perimeter swarm defense that San Antonio has. It kind of simplifies rotations if they know where Victor's going to be at all times. And then it's just about Victor closing out to the corners if it gets there. And he's just unbelievable at doing that. Like running from the paint and contesting a corner three. There's no one in the league who can do it like him. So I'm just curious to see what the Knicks do with that, how they counter the Steph Castle on Cat minutes or possessions, and then how they counter Victor Wembanyama just basically staying on the weak side block at all times to be the low man no matter what.
Matthew, before we let you go, the last thing I wanted to ask you about, I know Mike Brown wasn't too happy with it last night, but I've applauded the officiating in this series.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that the NBA has either sent the memo to the officials or they just understand the assignment. These are two teams that like to play physical, so let them play physical basketball. And whether it's hacking at Victor Wembanyama, Cat's basically giving him a hug every time up the floor, or how the Spurs are trying to blitz Jalen Brunson and not let him get to his spots in his bag. I just love the physicality of it. And again, that speaks to how impressive this Spurs team is, because they don't have the experience necessarily or the age of like the Knicks or some of these other teams that they've gone through, and they're matching toe for toe and even initiating a lot of this physicality. How do you think the physicality works in their favor going forward, and how much are you, as not just a journalist but as a basketball fan, enjoying that element of this series?
Yeah, first of all, I think you're right. I thought last night's game was a little bit weird. It felt like the officials had to grab control of the game a couple of times. But like, I think that in general, I think Mike Brown was just coming out to set some, point of emphasis, or trying to get in the head of the league or the officials, because I just didn't see it as being some lopsided thing. And I always hate when people do that. They had more free throws than us. I'm like, well, you were fouling them. You were fouling them a lot more. I think that San Antonio, it's funny, because a lot of the narrative around the Spurs coming into the playoffs was like, are they going to be able to deal with playoff physicality? Man, these guys love the physicality. Mm-hmm. Like, I know that there was a question about Victor, and I get it, big, tall, skinny guy, but he's also like, he's bigger than people think. I mean, he's like 240. And then you have Castle, who I compared him to a running back earlier. He loves physicality. Dylan Harper's the same way. De'Aaron is a smaller guy, but he doesn't mind it. He doesn't shy away from it. Julian Champagnie, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, you go down the line, these guys want to play physical, and the coaching staff wants them to play physical. So, I think if the whole series stays that way, I think the Spurs are in great shape, especially considering, if they're able to, rough up Jalen Brunson a little more and make him expend all this energy, because, my God, that guy is expending some energy, having to go up against all these guards that are just hounding him 94 feet every possession. Yeah, I think that's going to play in favor of San Antonio.
Matthew, my friend, enjoy the ride for however long we have left. I know we're enjoying it here, even if it is a gut punch to Sacramento Kings fans left and right. But appreciate your coverage.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey.
I want nothing but the best for y'all. It's breaking my heart, man. I'm so disappointed that nothing further came out of the Beam team because it was so much fun to watch. But look, a new draft, a new day. Things are going to be okay, I think.
Well, you want to do us a favor, call the Spurs up and tell them to give us our pick swap back in the DeMar DeRozan sign and trade, all right? Give us a little pity, something, since De'Aaron Fox is shining as bright as he is, man. We appreciate your coverage. You're phenomenal. Thank you for making the time during this really busy time to come on. We hope to do it again in the near future. Enjoy the rest of the finals.
Of course, man. Good talking to y'all.
Always a pleasure. Matthew Tynan from the Locked On Spurs podcast, longtime Spurs beat writer, formerly of The Athletic. That's when I met him when he was here in Sacramento when he was covering the Spurs for The Athletic. His work is incredible, so go and check it out. We will take the break. When we come back, ESPN went back and looked at all of their preseason predictions for every NBA team and gave their predictions a grade. Their prediction for the Kings is interesting to say the least. Plus, we'll look at their predictions for the Spurs and Knicks as well, because why not? It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
It's time for your Sactown Soccer Report. Powered by Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District.
This week's key matches include Mexico versus South Africa, USA versus Paraguay, Brazil versus Morocco, and Netherlands versus Japan.
In soccer, defense wins championships. At home, defense stops mosquitoes. Drain standing water. That's your backline. Dress with sleeves and defend with repellent. That's your keeper. Keep your doors and screens tight. That's your shutout. Sac Yolo Mosquito and Vector Control District. More tips at fightthebite.net. To 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Huge thank you to Matthew Tynan, San Antonio Spurs beat writer, for joining us last segment. If you missed the conversation, I'm certainly feeling good about it because it was nice to hear someone who's boots on the ground in San Antonio reiterating what we've been talking about with the importance of De'Aaron Fox and the timeline. It's just nice to hear it.
For sure.
And a lot of people in San Antonio, I know, feel that way and recognize what De'Aaron Fox has brought to the table. But, of course, the entire conversation wasn't just about De'Aaron Fox. We talked about Victor Wembanyama and his leadership, the physicality in this series, how good Stephon Castle has been. And he talked about the dynamic of those three guards and how well they work together because of, like, all of them help each other out.
For sure.
Like, Stephon Castle takes some of the scoring responsibilities off the shoulders of De'Aaron Fox, but De'Aaron Fox will take some of the defensive responsibilities off of their shoulders. Or De'Aaron's being hounded by OG Anunoby, which means Dylan Harper gets to go at a weaker defender. Like, whatever. It's nice to hear. Like, the dynamic of those three guards is really fascinating in San Antonio. And it wouldn't shock me at all financially for them to try and figure out a way to hold on to all three of them as long as possible versus ship Fox out at the first opportunity, like so many people for some reason think they're going to. So
yeah, if you can make it work till it can't work.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing that has hurt them as a team with those guys there altogether. So
you have Wemby, who's already a freak and a superstar, and you have a three-guard rotation of star potential to star caliber guards on the floor at all times. Like, and then you have guys like Julian Champagny and Devin Vassell who are perfect in their roles. It's just such a well-built team in San Antonio.
By the way, this is funny. I had to address this because I love the YouTube chat, which, by the way, anyone's welcome to come in and say hello and get in on the conversation. But I love it when we have trolls. Like Brooklyn... I think it's Brooklyn OG Baby 19. Thanks for joining our chat. Who just immediately comes in sometimes. It was mostly during the postseason I've seen him come in and just start spamming.
Hey.
Like just starts hating on the Kings. I mean, hey, it makes things fun, right?
Hey, I
not quite sure how you got in here, but whatever.
When the little brother of New York has to come in to poke fun at the Sacramento Kings because Big Brother's in the NBA Finals, it just...
You're helping our numbers out. That's
It's
all
fun.
I'll have to say.
It's fun. Well, ESPN, back in the preseason, shared their predictions for every single team. They recently revisited all those predictions and graded how good those predictions were. The prediction for the Sacramento Kings back before the season started from ESPN. The Kings will make the play-in tournament. Grade F. The explanation, I thought the Kings had a decently high floor due to their offensive star power, but Domantas Sabonis played just 19 games and Zach LaVine played 39. Far from reaching the play-in tournament, Sacramento finishes with 60 losses, the second most in any season in franchise history. Then they have a section of looking ahead to 2026-27. Sacramento could consider using 2025-26 as the first season of a full-scale rebuild, ensuring it would finish near the bottom of the standings next year too. But lottery reform means there's no incentive for the Kings to lose 60 games again, and the team's most talented players could all theoretically return next season. Squint, and you might see a path for the Kings to be competitive for the play-in in 2027.
I love it. Squint?
In a weird way, like I would expect the prediction next year to be less than the Kings make the play-in tournament, but I really am starting to believe that that's going to be the goal. I think the Kings are going to try and be a play-in team next year. I think that's going to be the goal of the organization. The exact same goal is going into this year. How they plan to get there is going to be different with the players that take them there.
Right.
But I think the Kings are going to go right back into trying to be in the play-in conversation
So
next year.
my opinion has completely shifted from towards the trade deadline. And then obviously we started hearing things about the lottery switching up.
Right.
that's when it obviously completely has changed for me as well. And you're right. It's just a matter of like, what does the roster look like that's going to essentially get you to the play-in? Because that's the big question. If you can't move a lot of pieces, how does that work? Or if you do move pieces and it is a lot younger than you expected, how does that work? Right. So it will be fascinating. I mean, there's never a dull moment in Sacramento. Sometimes I feel like there's always too much drama, but there is always something new every season to be like, okay, how is this going to play out? But I agree. I think they have to have the mentality of like, we got to try to be somewhat of a play-in team.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to hurt you from here on out if you're a crap team.
I apologize if it was I don't remember if it was our morning show, Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross, or the Drive guys, Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. I want to say it was the Drive guys that were talking about this. The perspective of making the play-in tournament is actually so different now compared to what it was. Because when the Kings, after making the playoffs, them falling into the play-in 2 straight years when they beat the Warriors in the play-in, then lost to the Pelicans. That was the year after the Beam Team. That was Beam Team 2. Beam Team 3, after firing Mike Brown and Doug Christie took over, they got wiped on their home floor by the Dallas Mavericks in the play-in game. Like, that's a lot different. And the Kings also made the short-sighted De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine trade to try to make the plan. So that became the goal at a time where their expectations should have been higher based off of the first Beam Team. So the play-in in that sense looks bad. Now it's almost flipped to where, in theory, if the Kings were a play-in team, let's say a low-end play-in team, like a 9-10 seed, they have the same draft lottery odds as if they were in the relegation zone. So you'd probably rather them just miss the play-in to have the best draft lottery odds possible, I guess. But if the Kings, who very clearly, even before draft lottery reform, are prioritizing, we're going to try and win as many games as possible. And if I were to tell the Sacramento Kings fan base, hi, it's Matt George from April of next year, April of 2027. The Sacramento Kings made the play-in. They have a Rookie of the Year candidate in whoever they draft with the 7th pick. And Max and Dylan and Neek all grew to contribute to this team that's a play-in team. I think a large portion of this city would sign up for that now. Like, the perspective has just changed.
No, it absolutely has. And look, it could be that is what they're looking to do, and it doesn't go their way, right? And then we have to deal with the consequences when they come. But I do believe, like last year when we came in, now we kind of had a feeling that this roster was jacked last year. So they could have had the, vision of, hey, we're going to be a play-in team. But I think a lot of the discussion, even with fans too, is like, have you seen the roster?
Yeah.
Like, it don't fit. There's log jams everywhere. But then the injuries came as well, and I think that's when it derailed their vision when they actually saw the injuries happen.
Interesting point by you, because it was the play-in, but then what?
Yeah.
Like, because if this roster had made it to the play-in with DeMar and Russ and Zach and Domas and whatever and Keegan, okay, let's say they win the play-in and are an 8th seed. Okay, then they're getting rinsed by OKC and whatever. We move on. Versus if the Kings this upcoming year with that young group make it to the play-in, and even if they lose in the play-in, okay. If they make it out of the play-in and then get rinsed in the first round, look at this playoff experience that this team that we thought shouldn't be there. I'm not predicting this is going to happen. I know Carmichael Dave was talking about this earlier in the week. I think it's a very realistic goal for the Sacramento Kings to try and go after that makes sense for their developmental plan. This also kind of falls into Allen's patented hybrid rebuild in a way. But the nice thing about the draft lottery reform is it takes away any temptation to be bad. Just try and win as many games as possible and either surprise us because you're ahead of schedule or be the, I think, 33-win team that we expect the Kings are going to be, end up with the 7th best draft lottery, or 7th worst record, which gives you the best draft lottery odds, and hope you get lucky. Like, that's likely the path for the Kings. Just avoid the relegation zone at all costs, which means we as a fan base can root for wins, and I'm excited about that.
That's the one thing that I'm glad we don't have to have that conversation so many times towards the end of the season, because it is exhausting, and you do feel like you're living in a soap opera with the same storyline.
Yes.
That now can be, take out your pencil, and that can be erased from the script.
Get rid of it. We don't have to worry about that. And
I'm
excited about that, amongst other things, with this Kings team. We'll take the break. Coming up next, it's time to pick a side, including Deion Sanders' new policy prohibiting Colorado freshmen from earning NIL money. Can he do this? How is he doing this? What can't Coach Prime get away with? We'll talk about it next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Come for the sports talk. Stay for the food critiques.
They make such a big deal out of Whataburger and their little spicy ketchup. Whataburger is the Big Lebowski of fast food hamburger joints. And In-N-Out Double-Double is the Shawshank Redemption of fast food burgers.
And the movie reviews are an added bonus. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, June 13th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies. All sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. We've seen every kind of golf swing, some smooth, some, let's just say, innovative. And that's why Hagen Oaks offers Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan-powered player performance studio shows what your swing is really doing. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds a ball that behaves. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps turn almost into yes. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner builds stability from the ground up. At Hagen Oaks, we don't judge your game, we fix it. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Injured at work, slip, trip, or a heavy object fall on you? Fareed Yaguptil, Esquire at DTLA Law Group fights to get you paid while you recover. Don't wait. Protect your rights today. Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit calldowntown.com now. That's Injury Help to 40222. Text rates may apply. Office located at 560 Santa Fe, Los Angeles. Results or outcome may vary. No attorney-client relationship is implied. Visit them at calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com.
Gas prices got you down? Now is the time to save at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. When you save up to $15,000 off MSRP on the new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. With over 600 Rams available, your new Ram is waiting at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings after factory incentive and dealer discounts. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit for eligible upfit, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance on eligible trade-in, 500 Hoblet business owner bonus for verified business owners, and 9,500 dealer discount. 10th net savings. See dealer for details.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
It is time to pick a side on a Tuesday. Matt George, Kayla Anderson with you as always. We got Kyle Ledbetter, producer extraordinaire in the other room, who's ready to fire away with these pick a side topics.
Ooh, these are good.
These top two are going to be quite the conversation starter, especially number two. So Kayla, keep your blood pressure in check for as long as possible before we get to topic number two.
Here.
Let's talk topic number one, because I love me some Coach Prime.
I love Kayla. You're like, these topics are so good when you made all of them.
Of course you did.
I do a lot of these, but I kind of have found a knack for it. I enjoy doing it because I do find sometimes some random crap.
Well, Kayla is definitely the queen and the producer behind Pick a Side. I think I pitched the idea, and then Kayla's just taken it and made it way better, because my Pick a Side topics would have been somewhat related to whatever, and Kayla's just like, here's something I found, let's talk about it. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Like this, Deion Sanders has implemented a new policy prohibiting Colorado freshmen from earning NIL money as a freshman. I don't know why he's doing it, but he did it. Do you like it? Is it a good idea?
I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the reason to have them focus on football more than focus...
He said he wants them to earn it. That's what he said.
I like that.
Right.
But now I worry because let's be real. A lot of people go to Colorado to play for Coach Prime, not to get the highest level of college football they can. Yeah. And I don't mean that as a shot at Coach Prime. Like, if you want to go to the best football schools, you go to Bama, you go to Georgia, you go to some of these other, like, Colorado's not that yet. But Coach Prime and playing for him, and if he's interested in you, it's almost like a social status for these players. Coach Prime wants me, so I'm going to go play for him, and I can probably get some notoriety playing for Coach Prime. And so you're using your image to recruit players, and now you're telling players they can't make money in their first year. I guess only Coach Prime can get away with it. I don't know if I'd be too happy about it if I was a parent, but...
I like it because I'm old school.
Yep.
I tell you guys this all the time. Like, I like a lot of new age things, and I agree with players making money. I am not against that. Let me make that very, very clear. I think players are absolutely entitled to make NIL. However, it's already the Wild West. Everyone be making up their own rules.
True.
And right now, them rules are not sticking.
True.
Those rules are not good. Those rules are all over the place. So, what? I mean, Prime's like, let's just set my own rules for my own program at least, and be like, at least as a freshman, say you got to like work your way to get that money.
Yeah.
I'm really not against it, because look what college football is setting a tone as. They make their own rules up.
Do we think he's going to stick to his guns, though? Like, let me give you a scenario. There's a 5-star recruit that's deciding, like, loves Coach Prime and wants to play for Coach Prime, but he's got millions waiting for him at Alabama or something like that. Do you think Coach Prime will change the ruling to get that 5-star recruit in the building? Because at some point, Colorado's got to start winning football games.
That's a great point, and I do think that's where the situation gets sticky. Like, I would really like a complete... I don't think it's the last time we've heard of this, right? I think there will be a more complete breakdown of how he's going to accomplish that. And you're right. If things come to be where he's competing with another school to get an athlete, but the athlete's like, well, you're not going to pay me NIL in the first year. What is that about? There might be a little bit of details that go in that we're not seeing from up front right now, that there could be ways they earn it behind the scenes, or, you know, after the first few months.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kyle, this would be a crazy idea, but I think there could be something to this. Could Coach Prime set up a system to where they could get NIL deals as freshmen, but they don't get that money until their sophomore year?
You're saying like set up a trust?
It's almost like a bank account. Like it's in this trust of Colorado football. Your NIL money is waiting for you after your freshman season. You can collect that plus whatever money you make your sophomore season and onward. I have no idea how the hell they do this legally, but there could be something there to, hey, you're going to get your money. You have these NIL deals. You're just not sniffing it until you finish your freshman year, because I need you to focus on football, earn it, and lock in.
And come back for your sophomore year.
Right.
Yeah, well, Coach Prime feels like the only one that could get away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's an interesting way. Because, like, your example about, like, the competing for the 5-star recruit, Colorado just don't got the NIL fund to do that. So that's not really, you know... That shouldn't hurt him as much. Deion Sanders is essentially saying people will want to come play for me for free instead of going to play for another person for money.
And that's true.
Well, first of all, it's a ridiculous assertion, but second of all, he literally got Travis Hunter, the greatest talent I've ever seen in college football, to come play for him for free.
Yeah,
so at the
that's a
same
good
time,
point.
like, I guess he technically can, but anyway, Colorado's probably going to be bad anyways.
Yeah.
It's
He
kind
might
of
not be there much longer.
All
We'll
right,
see.
here we go.
Hi, yeah, bring it on, baby.
Topic number 2. Kyle,
Bring
just
it
say the topic,
on.
and then you and I can walk out the room.
I'm just going to
because Kayla's gonna go.
get out the way.
I'm just going to get up on the desk.
Preemptively, I agree with pretty much most of what Kayla's going to say.
Here comes the K train. Oh,
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That's right.
The K train is a little.
K train's a little dinky.
That needs to be a little louder.
Okay, reports from Andrew Marchand of the New York Times say that Pat McAfee is set to get a new deal worth potentially $60 million a
This
year.
is disgusting.
Kayla, go.
This is disgusting. For someone who worked so hard to get their foot in the door in this business. And by the way, I am not speaking for just myself. I am speaking with the hundreds of thousands of colleagues of other sports broadcasters that have gone the same route that I've gone, worked my way up the ladder, made $17,000 in my first career annually. $17,000. Went to journalism school. A really good one. Edward R. Murrow, to be exact. To see someone like this, who, by the way, I don't hate Pat McAfee. I like some of the things he does. But to see him be catapulted to this level where they're willing to give this man $60 million per year to do what he does, it is absolutely mind-blowing. And some could say, Kayla, you're just a hater. No. The fact that ESPN does that and then goes and has a round of layoffs every time they give him some sort of a raise like that, that's complete BS.
That part.
ESPN, this is complete BS. There's no way he needs that type of money. And it makes the business look like crap. That is complete BS.
That's the part where I'm with you is, well, this money's got to come from somewhere. And is Pat McAfee worth that much money? I guess their bottom line will decide that. And I know he's immensely popular. I know Stephen A. Smith is immensely popular. Apparently, Stephen A. Smith spoke in front of American flag today.
He did. I watched it.
I didn't see any of it.
It was wild.
I'm fine. I'm okay. The fact that Donald Trump was asked questions about Stephen A. Smith.
Where are we at in
getting on Air
society,
Force
by
One.
the way?
That's how you know Stephen A. Smith won. The second that Donald Trump answered questions about him in front of Air Force freaking One after an NBA Finals game, Stephen A. Smith knew he made it. Like he knew, like it's the pinnacle of life for him. Like I get how popular these guys are, and they probably bring in a lot of views, and they probably bring in a lot of money. I get it. I understand it. Full respect to them. But Zach Lowe lost his job at ESPN. Right, like
there's plenty, man.
Like just the
There's
amount
plenty.
of names. I mean, just even the
They're
cancellation.
about to do another one.
Yes.
So
and the cancellation of Around the Horn and the amount of actual like incredible journalists who have worked their butts off for their entire career to get to the pinnacle of making it to ESPN, who was ESPN was the pinnacle of sports journalism and sports news and sports entertainment, and it's just gone in such a wild direction to where, look, Pat, get yours. Stephen A. Smith, get yours. You're not my cup of tea, but enjoy doing what you're doing and all success to you. But when it comes at the cost of so many people who put their head down and grinded for a long time to get there, that's the part that just never sits right
$60
with
million
me.
a year.
Yeah.
You can like Pat as much as you want. And again, I don't completely hate him. Like I like some of the content. But $60 million a year, if you really, really think about it, when again, you're having layoffs every year at ESPN. That's ridiculous.
Did you know $60 million a year would make Pat McAfee the highest paid player in the NBA?
Yeah, I did read that quote or that little nugget.
Steph Curry is number one in terms of annual salary at $59.6 million. He would be the highest paid player in the NBA. Pat McAfee would be.
I will say this. It ain't going to last forever. I will say that.
Yeah. People are already getting Pat
I will
McAfee
say
fatigue,
that.
I can tell you that. And Stephen A. Smith fatigue has been going on a while, but that man keeps on going. Good for him.
He's going to try to run for president.
I know, right?
He
I
is.
miss Stuart Scott, too. Man, that's it.
Oh,
Man, I miss that guy.
legend. We'll take the break. When we come back, Let's gather some of the latest NBA draft rumors as part of lunch break, shall we? Does Michael Brown Jr. potentially have a draft promise? We'll talk about that, plus Sam Vecenie's latest mock draft with a bunch of information around the league, including what the Clippers, Nets, and Kings are potentially going to do. And our very own Brendan Nunez put together the Sactown scouting report for LeBaron Philon Jr., what he points out that could have the Kings' attention. We'll talk about it next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Joan, a method actor and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Joan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, as a method actor, it's about becoming the ticket. Scratching up, down, stage left, stage right.
So what's your motivation? Because your performance feels so real.
Oh, I was just tapping into my inner Scratchers.
Incredible.
Yes. Bravo me.
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back on Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power In Road for crazy deals on Milwaukee tools. We're talking 20% off all Milwaukee pack-out, hand tools, and tool accessories. Free goods and dollars off your order and certain spend amounts. And overall insane deals on Milwaukee batteries and Bear tools again. June 12th from 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and June 13th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
Christopher Laud was just in studio and informed us something pretty crazy. Thursday, in 2 days, the World Cup begins. I'm very excited about that. Of course, we will have World Cup content for you on this show. I'll be in charge. Remember Kayla's Olympic Minute? I miss those days. During the Winter Olympics when Kayla would tell
Seems
us
like so long
all
ago.
the different events that Norway kept on winning. Well, Matt's going to do his own version of that. It'll be like the World Cup recap of everything that's going down in the World Cup. I'll give you daily updates of that whenever things are going on. Again, the World Cup begins on Thursday. But our very own Christopher Laud will be out at Super Taco for multiple Sactown Sports World Cup watch parties. And he just informed us, we don't have the specific details of everything yet, but if you go to some of these parties and watch World Cup soccer with Christopher Laud, I'm going to try and drop by. We'll have a number of Sactown Sports people coming through. You can have a chance to win a pair of tickets to see the A's take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers in West Sacramento.
That's cool.
So that's pretty darn cool. When we get more details about that, we will let you know. I'm excited about the World Cup, even though there's so much about this that I think is going to be a disaster for the USA. But
I think U.S. plays Friday against Paraguay.
Yeah, their
Paraguay?
first
Is that how
match.
I
I think it's Paraguay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paraguay,
the opener is Mexico versus
South Africa.
South Africa, thank you, on Thursday. So
Also, I think the Czech Republic is also playing on Thursday.
hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Against some random team. Let me just pull up the schedule.
Let the World Cup begin coming on Thursday, and that's great.
Against South Korea.
Because that'll help us kill some of the time between now and the draft. It's only a couple weeks
there's
away.
only a few
the
weeks,
draft is coming up quick.
It
I'm
is.
very excited about it, but of course, more rumors are starting to circulate. They're going to fly. You got mock drafts coming out left and right, and there's a pattern developing with mock drafts when it comes to the Sacramento Kings. We'll get to that in a little bit. But there's been some rumors, some latest rumors, Kayla, that we can react to with these with the NBA draft. According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, and of course, good friend of our own Alan Stiles, Michael Brown Jr.'s camp has shut down workouts.
Yep,
which
I saw it.
People are saying could potentially signal a draft promise. So maybe hypothetically here, no one's reporting
This is
this,
interesting.
but if the Clippers liked Michael Brown Jr., which we've heard connections to, they say if we're drafting you at 5. There's no reason for Michael Brown Jr. to work out anywhere else because he's going based off that promise. Now, a promise doesn't always pay off. In the case of the Sacramento Kings, the Kings promised Damian Lillard they'd draft him, and then they didn't because Thomas Robinson fell to him. So a draft promise is not a guarantee, but if a team and a prospect feel good enough that they're going to take him, you can see them go, we don't need to work out for the Kings. We don't need to work out for the Mavericks. We don't need to work out for the Bucks because I'm going number 5 or number 6.
I don't like it. Yeah, I understand kind of like the meaning behind it, but I think we've had maybe a conversation about this before in terms of the other side of things in a general manager speaking to guys that maybe they're not even necessarily going to draft or probably 99% chance they don't.
Right.
But it is part of like the NBA and moving like in the future and relationship building.
That
And
part.
I don't know if that's the greatest look. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of Michael Brown Jr.'s camp and what they're telling him to do. I think a lot of this is dictated sometimes by the agent, by the people surrounding Michael Brown Jr.
It's posturing.
Absolutely. And maybe he is doing some workouts and they're just kind of saying this. So I hope that if he was asked to do a workout with one of these teams that are in that vicinity, that he would have gone and done it or he would go do it. But it does sound like they're pretty much like, we got the place that we're going. And like, I don't know if he's been with the Kings because we haven't heard that reported, but it is a little interesting. And that does make me think like he probably feels then confident he's going, 5 or 6?
I would think
I would think
it's 5.
I would think it's 5
Because
too.
we've heard connections between Brown Jr. and the Clippers. We've heard that. Now, you hit on something there and you hit the nail on the head. You talked about building relationships.
Right.
And this is something that a lot of general managers, including our general manager here in Sacramento, Scott Perry, this is how they use the draft process to do this. I believe, and I have a pretty good understanding, that we know Scott Perry is a social person.
Yeah.
We know Scott Perry likes to have conversations, likes to get to know people. Scott is not just planting the seeds now for the pick that he'll make in a couple of weeks with the 7th overall pick. Scott is also trying to establish relationships now that could come around down the line. Imagine, I had a really good conversation with Nate Ament's people.
Yeah.
And spent some time with Nate and left a good impression on Nate Ament. I have no plans to draft Nate Ament 7, but if Nate Ament develops into a solid wing in 5-6 years, if he's tradable after signing his second contract, or if he becomes a free agent down the line, maybe he'll remember the conversation,
Absolutely.
the relationships we established. And this is not specific to Scott Perry. A lot of general managers do this, but that's one of Scott Perry's plays. That's one of his superpowers. So when Scott Perry is going down and having a meeting with the family of Kingston Flemings, a lot of that is, of course, about, will the Kings draft Kingston Flemings at 7?
Yep.
But it very much could also mean he's trying to establish a relationship there that he could draw upon later. Think about the relationship with Darius Acuff Jr.'s dad. He has that relationship that he's now potentially drawing upon in this pre-draft process. Think about the relationship that he already has with R.J. Barrett or Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
And apparently he was interested in going out and getting either of those guys for the Sacramento Kings. He could potentially try and get Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks this summer. Past relationships and relationship building are a very important part of this process. And I believe Scott Perry having these guys in for workouts and having these conversations, he values that. So I understand if a player shuts down pre-draft workouts because they feel they've put enough or done enough and they don't want to ruin or hurt their position in any kind of way. But there's also a risk of you miss an opportunity to create a relationship.
Can I also add one more thing? I just don't know if it's the greatest look in this draft in particular. With all these other guards that, let's just be quite frank, they could go at any point.
Sure.
Or there's teams that might be, interested in this guy, 1A, 1B. I mean, there's so many storylines connected to the guards, and it's such a free-for-all, I feel like, in terms of where everyone could really land, that if I'm a guard in this draft, especially because you're all grouped in that one area, I'm honestly going and doing the workouts with that group of teams.
Right.
I just am.
Right. Because let's say you get a promise from the Clippers at 5, and then they pivot last second. Maybe they trade down with the Kings, and the Kings move up to 5
Absolutely.
to get Acuff. And then the Clippers decide to go a different route at 7 because they feel, we'll take a Daymara at 7 versus at 5. Okay, now you didn't work out with teams 8, 9, and 10, so you might just start falling.
Yep. You just never know.
Right.
I just wouldn't risk it if I were especially a point guard in this draft in that area.
It's a bold strategy.
Uh-huh.
I'm very excited. On tomorrow's show, Kristen Peak, who contributes for NBA.com and covers basketball, college basketball very closely for Hoops HQ, also as a color analyst for the NBA Future Stars Now, which is really, really cool. Kristen is going to join us tomorrow to talk about this draft class. But interestingly enough, she quote tweeted a tweet about the Michael Brown Jr. rumor about a draft promise, and this is what she had to say. She said, shutting down workouts doesn't mean a promise. It typically comes down to scheduling conflict, especially if teams want players to come in last minute, like in June 18th through 20th. The smoke around Ahmet and Mara to 6, which we'll talk about in a little bit, feels like smoke to her.
To her. Okay, so she doesn't feel like that's necessarily...
It feels like it's posturing.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I thought
Interesting.
her note on Michael Brown Jr. is interesting. It doesn't, these cancel workouts doesn't have to mean that he's
just saying no.
saying, I'm only going to play for the Clippers now because they said they're going to draft me. It could just be him saying, hey, I've done enough. I'm not doing last minute workouts for the Bucks or whatever.
Okay.
So we don't know. But
yeah, it'd
it's
be
another
interesting to
perspective.
ask her about it for sure.
Yeah, we'll chat with her. I think she's going to join us at either 11 or noon tomorrow. We're still working that out. Sam Vecini of The Athletic dropped his latest mock draft recently. And within this mock draft, there's bits and pieces of information. Top 4 is as we expect. AJ number 1, Darren number 2, Cam Boozer number 3, Caleb Wilson number 4. At number 5, he has the LA Clippers going Keaton Wagler. And he talks about it'll be fascinating to see what the Clippers do at number 5. Sources have indicated that the team is digging into all the top guard prospects, as well as exploring potential trade-down scenarios that can result in them accumulating more assets. He's also heard Ade Mara's name associated with the Clippers, although it's difficult to tell if that would be at number 5 or in a potential trade-down. Then he goes into detail about Keaton Wagler being the best fit of the guards, though, next to Darius Garland. He expresses, in terms of both Darius Acuff Jr. and Kingston Flemings, he thinks there would be concerns in Los Angeles about them being too undersized on defense.
Okay.
Because of both those players lining up next to Garland. So it sounds like Sam Vecini's not writing those guys off, but he very much thinks it's either going to be Keaton Wagler or potentially a trade down scenario is what his gut is telling him.
That's kind of, I've always been thinking at some point around the combine, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Wagler. Now, I could be dead wrong in that situation. Like you said, they could trade down. Hey, they could surprise us and draft Acuff because they feel he's the best available. But it makes, I know you say fit for some teams, it doesn't matter. And I agree with you. But for them, I think they can be kind of particular with fit.
Yeah, because they still have Kawhi.
Especially if they're going to take a guard.
Yeah, they still have Kawhi.
Exactly.
They have like the Clippers are further along. We still have to see what they're going to do as a franchise, but they're further along than the Nets and the Kings and some of these other teams are.
And I think it'd be actually a good landing place for Wagler. So
I think it makes a lot of sense for him to play there, play more off ball.
Yep.
Be a little longer. Sam Vecini has the Brooklyn Nets taking Darius Acuff Jr. with the 6th pick. But Vecini basically said they're in play for all the guards. Like they're looking at all guard prospects. Plus, and this is what Kristen Peaks said she believes is smoke, Vecini talks about he's heard a lot of the Nate Ahmet and Ade Mara chatter around the Nets at 6. But what Vecini says he believes the Nets are going to do is take the best player available. Whoever's the most talented player, that's who they're going to take, regardless of how many guards are on their roster or how many players they took in last year's draft. And Sam Vecini believes that Darius Acuff Jr., assuming Keaton Wagler is gone at 5, Darius Acuff Jr. is the best player available at 6. That's why he has the Nets going there.
Okay. Well, I don't argue with that. I mean, it does make sense. I don't know what their thoughts are on his defense and if that would change, their minds on if they think he's the overall most talented point guard at that spot.
Yeah, they just need a star too, like the Kings do, and of course the star power offensively from Acuff jumps off the page. So with Acuff going at 6, it's Kingston Flemings at 7 in Sam Vecini's mock draft, and some interesting notes for the Kings. Here, he says the Kings are doing their due diligence on Nate Ahmet and others, but the way he says that suggests to me they're checking in and they're leaving no stone unturned, but it's not the same aggression as they've had towards like a Flemings and towards a Darius Acuff Jr. But did mention that Kingston Flemings has impressed. He didn't say the Kings specifically, but Kingston Flemings has impressed in interviews and is also widely considered around the league as the best defensive guard in the class.
Hey, look, again, it is not going to surprise me if Kingston Flemings ends up here. And it's not because I'm saying that they would take him over Acuff if Acuff was there.
Yeah.
Something tells me like Acuff he's gonna go. And they're not gonna trade up to get him because I feel they think Kingston Flemings does bring, like you just mentioned, that defensive perspective of a guard. He also is very fast. Like he also is, I do think he has that leadership. I truly do. I've watched him in interviews. I'm also impressed by the young man.
Yeah.
He does seem to have that it factor about him. I keep on going back to that combo that we had with the Houston writer. I believe, I can't remember the name of it, but remember when he kept on alluding to the fact that like when Kingston Flemings came in, he wasn't really even thought of.
Yeah, he was the freshman amongst a bunch of seniors.
Yeah, and then he kind of took over.
Yeah.
And the seniors started looking at him like, okay, young gun, go, lead the way.
Yeah, he earned the respect.
And that story sticks with me for sure.
I still don't know if, in the scenario brought up, if Acuff Jr. and Kingston Flemings are both there at 7 and the Kings have to choose between the two, I still think their choice is Acuff. That's speculation on my part. There's not any led reporting. But I know Kings fans are fatigued by, at this point, the Acuff Kingston Flemings conversation. Hey, it's the same thing every time. There's a reason for that. If you look at mock drafts, Frankie Cardicelli laid this all out there, actually, and there's an article up right now about this on Sactown Sports. ESPN has the Kings going Kingston Flemings. Bleacher Report has the Kings going Kingston Flemings. The Athletic, Kingston Flemings. USA Today, Acuff. SB Nation, Acuff. Like, all of the mock drafts have either Flemings or Acuff going to the Sacramento Kings. I think there's a reason for that. So I know people are fatigued by it. But in a weird way, Kayla, while I believe that the Kings love what Darius Acuff Jr. brings offensively in terms of the scoring and the shooting, which they very much need. On paper, I think Kingston Flemings more naturally fits what we believe the identity of the Kings is. That's always been that confusing part. It has. They're so defensively oriented, or at least they say they are, and they value defense. So in theory, Kingston Flemings would be the better pick for that identity than Darius Acuff Jr. But the difference between those two has always been the ceiling conversation. And if Acuff Jr.'s ceiling is higher and the Kings need a star, do they risk it defensively for that star potential? It's the crossroads that they're at. But I think I don't think we need a lot more over the next 2 weeks to hone in on. It's going to be one of those two guys, I feel like.
Yeah, I know. I feel like people get annoyed too because that's what we talk about, but that's the reality of the situation. I think if, I know they're doing their due diligence and looking at Nate Ament and some of these other guys, but I think I go back to the conversation and the point of last year, they needed a point guard. They went out and got that guy. He's obviously no longer here in terms of Dennis Schroeder. It did not work out. So now they're like, okay, well, we landed in the 7 spot, not the most ideal spot, but when it comes to, again, having to have the discussion about filling the point guard role, what a better year to have it, be in the 7 spot because you have a little bit of a plethora to choose from for the most part. And I think on paper, you're right. Kingston, with the defensive part of this team that is supposedly being preached moving forward with Doug, he would maybe fit better. But then that also is a question of maybe you look though at the scoring on this team and you look at the non-existent 3-point shooters and the inconsistencies of having that ability. There's just not a lot of that's consistent on the team right now. So you could really go and make an argument either way. Yeah, you could easily talk yourself into both of them check needed boxes for Sacramento, period. Just who checks more of them. And that's the debate with Kingston Flemings versus Darius Acuff is Flemings, while not having the star potential, might check more of the boxes for the Kings, which may end up pushing them in that direction. But I still don't know that they'd walk away from Acuff if he was there for them at 7. I know. I have no clue. That's what's fun. Whitey Gleason put it brilliantly on the Drive Guys. He said, he wasn't reporting anything, but he feels very certain that the Sacramento Kings are not going to trade down because it's obvious how much Scott Perry values the point guard position. Yeah. This is the second offseason in a row where they've talked about we need to get a point guard. Doug Christie has said the same thing, and you found yourself right in the crop of multiple point guards in a strong point guard draft. In theory, as much as we would have loved the Kings to be top 4, of course, you're right in the position you need to be to get what you feel you need most. So why would the Kings trade down? Right. Well, maybe they would if they felt that there was just as good of a guard that they could take to address that position and also pick up another pick to address something else. And that's where a trade down with the Oklahoma City Thunder comes into play, and Brendan Nunez's Sactown scouting report on LeBaron Philon Jr. is really interesting. Normally we'd have Brendan on, but he is away as of now on a little bit of a vacation, but still cranking out these scouting reports. You can head over to SactownSports.com right now or download the Sactown Sports app and check out this breakdown of Philon Jr., excuse me.
But I'll just kind of spark notes this, Kayla, and tell me what stands out to you about this or what you like about this. He's a smaller, lighter, older version of the top prospects. Like, he's around the same height as both Acuff and Kingston Flemings. He does have a 6'6" wingspan, so that's good. However, he's 10 pounds less than Acuff. He's only like 175 pounds, and there's concerns about the physicality. And he's older than those two.
He's a sophomore, right?
He's a sophomore, or coming out of his sophomore season. So there's worries about the physical traits translating to the NBA. He's still only 20 years old, so it's not like he's not going to develop more physically, but that's something to pay attention to. Brendan points out very strong handles. He's really good with the basketball in his hands. He is really good coming off of screens, which you could say, hey, that would work well next to Max, or that would work well with Domantas Sabonis. And he's very good at dribbling to get defenders off balance. He's not the Kyrie Irving dribble god type, like fancy dribbler that people think when they think of like good ball handler. But he's really efficient with his moves. He's really sharp, keeps his dribble, doesn't turn the ball over very much. And like I just said, he does a good job knocking his defenders off of balance. But here's the big thing for me, and I'm curious what you read into this.
Okay.
His jump as a shooter over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I've read this.
Has been nuts. He shot 31% from three as a freshman.
Yep.
Last season, or this past season that wrapped up, he jumped up to 39% on 3 more attempts per game.
Yeah, that's big.
Is that a hot season, or did he really figure something out? Like, that's so hard to tell in the draft.
It's hard not to say that he didn't figure a little bit out. I will say, when you are playing for the University of Alabama in the SEC, really good conference in basketball, really good team in Alabama, head coach, you name it, they're doing things, big down there.
Right.
I think it goes to show where maybe you got to just give him credit for growth and going back and sophomore year, seeing what he can better. I'm sure that was on his list of what I've got to do to increase my draft value. I'll probably go more on the lines of that's probably due to the work he put in.
I would like to believe that, but it's so hard to measure sometimes those years.
Yeah, no, I agree.
These monumental scoring outputs. He's also really good around the rim, too.
Can I ask one thing? I read an article about a comparison.
Okay.
And interested to get your thoughts on this. Comparing him to Emmanuel Quickley.
Okay. I can see it.
Okay.
If that's his comp, that's a good point guard.
Right.
And a potential to be a really solid starting guard. But now we're talking third option?
Yes.
Okay. Well, depending upon what you do with this other draft pick, maybe you can find your second or first option with that other draft pick if you were to, in theory, trade down. Because I don't see any case whatsoever, just like that's why we're not seeing it, about this guy being considered at number 7. I just don't think that exists. This is the guard you go after to still address the point guard position if you trade down. And then Brendan illustrates that in his scouting report. So I'm okay with you doing that, but I still ask the question, where is that number 1, or at this point now even number 2 guy coming from? I just don't know where you get him.
And that's kind of the problem with trading down that I've been X'd on that. I'm Xing that out as not an option for me if I were doing the draft in terms of a GM, because I just think, again, then what's the point of being even in the 7 spot? And I know that's not good enough for some people, but it is still good enough for the top end talent in this draft.
Yes.
In terms of a point guard specifically. Why then just waste that and then go and just trade down and get a second kind of tier point guard or somebody who's not at the top level when this is supposed to be the draft where you start to really make your moves on the roster?
And that's the thing at number 7 is a lot of people consider the talent around that number 7 pick, whether it's Acuff or Flemings or Wagler or Michael Brown Jr. These are guys that in a different draft would be top 4 guys. But because this draft is as crazy as it is, generational as it is, they fall down to that 5, 6, 7, 8 range. So, I mean, just stay at 7. Draft the best point guard you think is there that's available. It seems pretty simple for the Kings at that point. I think everybody's caught on to that. That's why every mock draft has the Kings either going Acuff Jr. if he's there or Kingston Flemings if he's not.
I think it's either one. I don't know which one yet, but I think one of those are going to be the guys for sure.
Well, let's switch gears to a little bit of football, shall we? Over the next half an hour, we'll have Kayla's 2-minute drill coming up at 12:45. But before that, ESPN asked one question, the top question for every quarterback in the NFL, every team's quarterback, in the NFL. The question about the Raiders and Fernando Mendoza is pretty straightforward. The question about Brock Purdy and specifically his wide receiver core, that's really interesting. I want to get Kayla's thoughts on that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent in the NBA is headed to Sacramento this summer for the 8th annual California Classic presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings will host the Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and Golden State Warriors in a preseason showcase that's sure to bring more fireworks to your 4th of July weekend. 3-day general admission passes for July 4th, 5th, and 6th are available now. Visit kings.com/California Classic for details.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We golfers tend to grumble too much. Golf Monthly's Nick Bonfield compiled our biggest complaints. They include our own game. The refrain, is it going to be another one of those days, should maybe be realigned and set about the next shot with positivity. Next is our equipment. We always blame our tools even though they were just along for the ride. Course conditioning is another gripe, and maybe you should try getting up while it's still dark, whether it's 108 or 32 degrees, and deal with global warming, limited budgets, and sustainability. And then go hug your superintendent for what they do. Dress codes get a lot of attention. Some feel the tradition should be maintained, and others are comfortable in T-shirts. It's a game, people. Also in the mix are rules of golf, slow play, the World Handicap System, tee time booking systems, bad luck, and more. I say you get out of it what you're willing to put into it. You're on a golf course, your phone's not ringing, and you might make a birdie or two. Enjoy the moment. There's lots of time left in the day for complaints. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Bolemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing Scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 65, Brock Purdy's season surge.
The plan for the 2022 season was to unleash high-pick Trey Lance. He started in Week 1 but got hurt in Week 2. Jimmy G ran the show until he broke his foot in Week 13, so it was now Mr. Irrelevant time. The last pick of the draft got the call, and Brock Purdy won his first 7 starts of that season after taking over for Jimmy Garoppolo, starting with the win over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers and carrying the team all the way to the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. From Mr. Irrelevant to the franchise QB, Purdy's impact was felt immediately and is still present to this day.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
The quarterback position is widely considered to be the most important position in all of professional sports. Well, I understand why. So ESPN has looked at the starting quarterbacks, or really the quarterback situations of all 32 NFL teams, and come up with a question for each one. But not all of them directly involve the quarterback. In the case of the 49ers question, Kayla, how will Brock Purdy's new wide receiver core shake out? Here's the explanation. Here's the rundown, because I know you got thoughts on this. You had plenty of thoughts when they signed Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah.
The 49ers' relationship with Brandon Ayuk appears to be over, you think? Juwan Jennings signed a 1-year deal with the Vikings. The Niners added veterans Mike Evans and Christian Kirk in free agency. Ricky Pearsall, their first-round pick from 2024, is obviously still there, and they drafted Dazon Stribling in the second round. It's an interesting collection of receivers with a lot of talent and a variety of potential roles. At this point, the question about Purdy himself, or questions about Purdy himself, have mainly been answered. Really, I've got one question. He missed half of last season with a right toe injury, but has provided or proved to be, one of the most effective winning quarterbacks in the league when healthy. With tight end George Kittle still working his way back from his torn Achilles in the playoffs, and running back Christian McCaffrey coming off a 450-touch season, the development and definition of this wide receiver group will be important as the season unfolds. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the health part of it, what concerns me with this Niners team is every time we talk about a position, or even if they added players at that position or depth to that position, we're still in every conversation talking about if they can stay healthy, if they can play the entire season. That from the get-go it is concerning.
Of course.
And it is something that I don't think we should downplay.
No.
I know
Niners get it more than anybody else.
And I know it can completely be one of the, who knows? It could be the healthiest season they have. And if that's the case, good for them, and they could probably really flourish. And Brock, if he stays healthy, can probably really flourish, because you're right. He is a winning quarterback when healthy. He has shown that. He has proven the Mr. Irrelevant title wrong for the most part when it comes to the 49ers organization. But I do look at that wide receiver room. And again, I think Mike Evans is an incredible addition if he can be the Mike Evans he was in the past.
Right.
But there is no doubt in my mind that there is a little bit creeping in that says he might not be exactly that guy.
Yeah, he's more trending down than he is trending up.
Right. But again, if he can even just get 900 yards or somewhere around that vicinity this year, that could be good. Dazon Stribling, again, a guy you've heard really good things about in OTAs early on, but is expected to be a contributor in some way, considering they took him with their first pick at the
second
first round. What was the first pick of the second round,
Correct.
right? And then I go down the line. This is where I start to say, okay, this is question marks more to me than it is like definitive answers at this point this early. Because you got Ricky Pearsall.
Huge
Love
question
the
mark.
guy, but a huge freaking question mark.
Yep.
Because we, if anybody, don't know how his health is going to be. He just seems to be plagued with certain issues. He was throughout the whole season. And he's not been able to build on anything because he just hasn't been on the field.
Yeah.
And then Christian Kirk. Again, they went out and got a guy that at one point was the highest paid wide receiver and set the market down in Jacksonville. Didn't really go on to blow us out of the water.
Right.
But is a fine 3-4 type of guy. I guess the argument against me just saying all the question marks around wide receivers is they have Christian McCaffrey. They have possibly George Kittle coming back.
Sure.
But Kittle's, what is he off of an Achilles?
Sure, but neither of those guys are in the wide receiver room.
Exactly. So it's like if we're going to focus on what can these wide receivers do for you, the big question for me is they got to stay healthy for me to see any of it.
To me, if I were, I would rewrite this question if this were my article, because to make it more about Brock Purdy, to me, the wide receiver room in San Francisco is marred with question marks and instability. And to just hope that they will stay healthy enough to stabilize is not enough for a team that is not just competing or wanting to compete for a Super Bowl, but has to figure out how the hell they're going to win that division with the Rams and Seahawks in it.
Yeah.
Right? So just
Another
hoping
layer.
doesn't work. So the question that I would ask of Brock Purdy is he a good enough quarterback to elevate the talent around him? Because just hoping that the Niners stay healthy seems short-sighted at this point.
But that question goes back to him now.
What do you mean?
Can he be healthy?
Oh, of course.
Because I think that if he's there the whole season, he can make guys like Stribling better.
Right. But so many questions about Brock Purdy's career have been how much does he benefit from the weapons and the pieces around him.
Yeah.
But when there's so much unknown in that 49ers wide receiver room, whoever is healthy enough to play, Brock is going to have to elevate them. Okay, if Mike Evans isn't the Mike Evans from the Buccaneers for all those years that's putting up 1,000 yards every season, how does Brock Purdy elevate and utilize him effectively as now the red zone target that he's lacked? If Ricky Pearsall is healthy enough to stay on the field, can he make Ricky Pearsall out to be that deep ball threat that the Niners drafted him to be? The rookie, Stribling.
Well, that's one of the biggest ones.
Who knows how ready Stribling is, but can Brock Purdy make Stribling look like a steal in the second round? I think my question, there's with how many unknowns and so much instability in that wide receiver room, I turn to my quarterback for that stability. And can Brock, whoever he plays with, elevate them? He's going to have to beat the defenses that he's going to be facing.
And to be able to do that, you can't have Mac Jones play half the season. Because
Exactly,
I'll argue this too. Mac Jones did a really good job when he had to step in as that backup quarterback. I felt like he did a good enough job to help elevate some of his guys when those guys were healthy.
Right.
I think the most important players for Brock Purdy to start building that with for the future are absolutely Ricky Pearsall, if he can stay on the field, and Dejon Stribling. I think those are the two biggies that he needs, because Evans is Evans, and Evans is not going to be here for the long term, right? And Evans already is kind of a guy that can probably help elevate the quarterback. But I mean, it got to go both ways. But I think for Brock, his focus should be on those two guys.
And we give Mac Jones a lot of credit, and rightfully so, how he was able to not just tread water, but keep that team more than afloat when Brock was dealing with those injuries. But if Brock is your franchise quarterback, we need to see more of a gap between when Brock is throwing versus when Mac Jones is throwing.
I agree.
And Brock has a little bit of that to show, too, this upcoming season. Really quickly, the question around the Las Vegas Raiders, not surprising at all. When will Fernando Mendoza start?
We had kind of a guess.
I'm hoping it's week 9. I think it's week 9.
Selfishly, we had a guess.
Selfishly, I want it to be week 9 at Levi Stadium in San Francisco, but the correct answer is just whenever he's ready.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it would be a great problem to have for Kirk Cousins and the Raiders to get off to a good start. If they have to delay Fernando Mendoza playing because Kirk Cousins is on a roll a little bit and the Raiders are playing above where they're expected to play, I guess sign me up for that, even with how impatient I am for Fernando.
The bigger question is like, what if we get off to a start and it's really bad, right? And Kirk Cousins, look, it could happen. Kirk Cousins is just not good.
Yeah.
Because then what's going to happen is pressure around the organization is going to be like, get Mendoza in there ASAP.
Of course.
And that's when we'll have to really start to be like, okay, so what do they do? Are they still doing what's best for Mendoza, or are they they're hearing the pressure?
Also, knock on wood that this please don't happen, but what if Kirk Cousins gets hurt?
And there's a potential that happens.
If Cousins gets hurt,
especially because he's not any younger.
Maybe he gets hit because the line is still figuring things out, and now you're throwing Mendoza out there week 3 while that line is still figuring things out, and your vet just got walloped. Yeesh. Be an interesting thing to watch the Raiders navigate this season, but I'm still optimistic. And we've got Kayla's 2-minute drill coming up next. All the other stories around the NFL to get to, including a reunion within the Kansas City Chiefs. Is Kyle excited about this? We'll find out. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Come for the sports talk. Stay for the food critiques.
They make such a big deal out of Whataburger and their little spicy ketchup. Whataburger is the Big Lebowski of fast food hamburger joints. And In-N-Out Double-Double is the Shawshank Redemption of fast food burgers.
And the movie reviews are an added bonus. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Sacramento, get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road for crazy deals on DeWalt products. We're talking all of the lowest prices in Sacramento on bare tools, tool products, batteries, lasers, hand tools, outdoor power equipment, and so much more. Again, this DeWalt sale event will be June 12th from 7 till 5:30 and June 13th from 9 till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Right before we get to Kayla's 2-minute drill, we were just talking in the last segment about the wide receiver position for the San Francisco 49ers. Well, here is George Kittle on veteran receiver Mike Evans at practice. He says, quote, "Everybody is getting cooked by Mike. It's awesome to watch," and I'll say that to DMO's face. I haven't watched every practice, but I saw highlights, and every one of those highlights, it wasn't DMO every single time, but DMO got his work in and was great to see. But I didn't see any clips of DMO locking him down. It was awesome, and no, Mike had 3 touchdowns in 1 red zone period.
Well, like I said, if he can be the Mike Evans that he has been for a lot of his career, despite, not playing a ton last year, and he's, I think, 33? Is
Mike
that
Evans,
correct?
I think 33.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to completely doubt him. I just think overall,
he's 32. He'll be 33.
Okay, you added another piece that you're questioning if he can stay healthy. That's all I'm getting at.
Well, there's other stories outside of San Francisco, of course, around the NFL, and Kayla Anderson's got them for us right now in the 2-minute drill.
Let's get it started with Reunited, and it feels not so good. So good. I mean, I'll have to get Kyle's opinion on this because he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. All right. So, L'Jarius Sneed, incredible cornerback when he was with the Chiefs, won Super Bowls. You know who he is, right? So, he ended up going to the Titans 2 years ago. So, in 2024, 2023, maybe, I think he went to the Titans. And he has not done anything over there. Like, he was barely in the locker room. He was dealing with some really weird injuries. Now, this was while I was here. So I was boots on the ground. We couldn't ever speak to him. There was always something that was going on with the knee or something around the knee. And that contract he had signed to was like a 4-year, $76 million contract with the Titans in that trade. So the whole thing was weird. And then there was an issue with a gun-related charge that got dismissed. There's just a lot that went on that prevented him from playing.
Yeah, not a lot
and
on the field.
It was a mess. So he has actually returned with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is per his agent. And he's back with a team that he obviously did a lot of good stuff with. And I don't know, I think that it's a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million is what his agents, the Katz brothers, are reporting. So I don't know what to think of this because in Tennessee, it was all about he just wasn't available for many reasons. I don't know if he just didn't like it there and didn't want to play. But Kyle, I'm curious your thoughts on this real quick.
Sure, come on back home to the rehabilitation center of Kansas City.
Right?
Yeah, this is the old thing Belichick used to do, right? Is guys would leave and they'd get their money and play poorly with another team, and then they'd come back and they'd contribute a little bit for the Patriots. They're just doing the thing that the Patriots dynasty used to do.
Give him another chance to come back here.
And Kansas City's got all the problem children. He's like the 8th most problematic person coming back to the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a good point. Man. I mean, does it make sense to you, Matt? It does not make sense to me. But
for the Chiefs, you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
if it kind of what Kyle illustrated, it makes sense for Sneed. Hey, I'm going to go back to the only place that I had the best years of my career, and the Chiefs are at least familiar with him. So if they can get some of that production back that got him paid, I didn't realize the Titans gave him a 4-year, $76 million deal, and now he's coming back on like a $5 million deal, and we don't know how much of that is even guaranteed. Pretty interesting to say the least how value can change, but I guess I understand Kansas City doing this because they're so familiar with him, but I don't think he's going to be the player that he was for the Chiefs, or even the Chiefs expect him to be the player that he was when he left to go to Tennessee in the first place. So, hey, take a flyer, see what happens. It's not much of a risk, I suppose, and if the off-the-field issues continue, you wipe your hands and move on.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. A little bit of a fall from grace from a really good player when he was in his prime. All right, restructured Joe Cool. This actually just came down just about an hour ago. The Cincinnati Bengals have restructured quarterback Joe Burrow's contract. This is per Adam Schefter. and Ian Rappaport, who are now working together again. Reminder. By adjusting the deal, the Bengals will gain now $10 million in cap space for the upcoming season. The Bengals could have restructured up to $19.2 million by converting his entire base salary for the upcoming season, but they did free up $10 million. My biggest question is, I don't know what this Bengals team is going to be. Like, I feel they feel they've made the right moves in the offseason by getting Dexter Lawrence to help a really, really bad defense.
Yeah.
But it's always coming back to, like, yes, the defense has to be better, but what is Joe's year going to entail? Mm-hmm. Will it be another crazy freak injury where you have to have, I think Joe Flacco is there?
Yeah.
The Bengals are a big question mark to me.
So I'm confused by the timing of the restructuring. So they open $10 million of cap space now, correct?
Yes.
Does this open up any more space in the future? Like, do they? Because the only thing that would make sense is then if they're going to use this $10 million right now.
Well, the move was necessitated because of the pre-draft trade for Dexter Lawrence. Before the restructured deal, the team had just $7.1 million in effective cap space for the upcoming season.
So this restructuring makes the space for that deal already then. So it doesn't mean that something else is coming.
Like, I don't think there's anything crazy down the line, but it's just having to kind of even out what they were getting in terms of that.
Because to tie this back to
contract.
the Niners in a way, we saw the Trent Williams restructure that opened up a lot of cap space, and the Niners still haven't done anything with it really. So it's like,
they haven't.
Are you just sitting on this money, or what? Are you planning on spending it? Like, why are we structuring now?
I think it more so was to do with the responding to how they were going to do the Dexter Lawrence deal and making that money.
Gotcha.
Next up, not Abdeel.
Nice.
I liked that one. We all know Giants edge Abdul Carter, right? First rounder. Thank you very much.
Liked it.
Well, I do feel like the Giants have been enduring some injuries here during the early part of the offseason.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the last 20 years.
Well, that too. He is obviously in his second year. Abdul Carter left practice on Monday during the first day of mandatory minicamp due to an ankle injury. He took off his cleats, walked off the field, and walked out of practice early. He did not return. They think that it is a minor diagnosis when it comes to that. All I've got to say, real quick, and this relates to people who know Cam Scataboo here. The biggest thing for this Giants team, and there's a lot of young pieces on it, Harbaugh has got to start getting strict with how you're going to maintain your body.
Extracurriculars.
Things that you don't need to be doing off and on the field even to prevent things like concussions. And I know that was a freak thing, but I'm talking about overall. There's some things with this team. When you have a youthful team, when you have a young team, they're a little bit reckless with their bodies sometimes.
Be a little smarter.
That's the first law of order I lay down if I'm Harbaugh, is like, yo, young ones, protect your body, protect yourselves.
Well, if I'm not mistaken with this, John did speak to the media, though, and with Abdul Carter expressed it's not really anything to be all that concerned about, right? At least with this specific one. Because I think he spoke to the media about it.
Yeah, this just happened on Monday, and they believe it's a minor injury.
Yeah.
But my overall, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on with the Giants in terms of just little things that it's, bumps and bruises here and there. It happens. But there's also then preventative things that Jackson Dart needs to learn, Cam Scataboo needs to learn, Malik Neighbors needs to learn during the regular season of, you got to keep these bodies healthy.
Yeah.
So.
And then they're going to go play on a field that literally just eviscerates ACLs.
Yeah, I was going to say MetLife Stadium, wonderful turf.
Is it not incredible, you guys, that, we're seeing all the stuff with the World Cup grass that they're laying out specifically for these World Cup games. And I've heard Nick Bosa even speak on it too. Why are we not at this point where we can have that? We have the biggest league in America in terms of professional sports, but we can't afford to bring in this grass.
Well, they can. They just don't want to.
They want to pick and choose, but then they want to make them play another game.
Yeah,
it's a cost-cutting measure.
Sense.
Yeah, money.
Give the players what they want then.
But they'll bring it in for the World Cup because you've seen those ticket prices?
And FIFA's footing the bill.
Also, that's not true, but the FIFA's not paying for anything.
True.
But MetLife had to do that to get the World Cup final, which they will have in mid-July.
Can you just leave the grass then? That's what I would ask. But in all seriousness, out of all the places, you guys, how many horror stories have we heard of MetLife Stadium where y'all just in the Meadowlands, like, get them something.
Yeah.
Get them something better than what you have, right?
Yeah, well, you're looking at me. Yeah, I mean, every stadium, it should be a universal across the board.
Do it, Kyle.
Yeah,
Fix
Kyle.
the grass.
I don't know.
something better.
Scatterboot. I'm rooting for you. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, every field should have this across the board, but there are owners like the Giants, like the Cardinals, that are these legacy ownership groups that are quote unquote cash poor. Like they own billion-dollar organizations, but because they're quote unquote cash poor, they're not going to mandate that they pay for this expensive grass that goes against their bottom line.
Just sell the team and ride off into the sunset. That'll never happen.
Oh, goodness.
Let's get back to the NBA Finals to start the final hour of the show. I've compiled a list of questions for both teams heading into Game 4. Let's work together to come up with the answers for them. We got our MLB mini-series update and crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles still to come as well. 1 hour left. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mark your calendars because MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is landing at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Witness nearly 100 of the world's best athletes compete in skate, BMX, and Moto X events and catch live music performances by global electronic music icon Cascade on Friday night and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard and electronic music producer and DJ Subtronics on Saturday night. Don't miss MoonPay X Games. Lock in your tickets now at xgames.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD-1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals is Wednesday night. No basketball for us tonight. Oh, bummer. That's okay, though.
That means I get to catch up on Love Island.
Great.
Woohoo! I'm ready.
Tune in for that tomorrow.
Let's go.
Love Island talk with Kayla and Kyle. Matt will be fading into the background like Karl Anthony Towns did last night.
I've got 2 episodes to catch up on now. I didn't see the bombshells arrive yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Here we go.
Bombshells. I still have to finish Fear Factor House of Fear.
Oh, you have?
That's what I'm
okay,
watching right now.
time out real quick. Matt said this very same thing about last year's Trader season.
Yeah, but I already knew.
Matt never finished it.
Listen, some of us have a hard time finishing.
What are the bet?
What?
Lord, that's a
Well, I
you
was going to cut
problem.
that as a promo, but now.
That's an absolute you problem.
What? What did I say?
Sometimes some of us have a hard time finishing.
Don't repeat it. Don't
God,
enable
Kayla,
him.
that was crazy to say on the air. You can't say that. I was talking about TV shows. A new season of a show that I like.
Anyways, I think Sincere should leave his couple. He should jump on one of the bombshells.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sincere is honestly sincere.
Yeah, Sincere should
well,
leave. Who's
I'm
he
not
with?
even saying that.
What's her name?
I can't remember her name, but she's from Melanie.
Melanie, yes,
yeah,
that's
from
right.
Philly.
More like melanoma. Get rid of her.
Jeez,
I don't
Matt.
know. I don't know anything. I have no clue.
Goodness.
Who is she?
She's one of the original people that comes on the show.
But we don't like her. We like Sincere.
Well, I don't like Sincere. I just think Sincere should get out of his couple.
Oh, Sincere needs to leave.
I don't dislike them completely. I just think like he is a little more into her than she is to him.
Yes.
If you're catching my drift.
That's true. Okay, so
Right?
here's the thing, Matt. We're too early in the season right now where people can't leave yet because
Yeah.
then they'll just get off the
They'll
show.
get off the island.
So
Of
they're
course.
they're staying in
There's
their couples
strategies.
until
Yeah.
new people start
For
to
sure.
arrive.
Yeah, the strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
there's
Sean,
strategy.
unfortunately, our cop friend, he got knocked off the show because his original partner left him, and then there were just no other options for him.
So who found the immunity idol or whatever?
Technically, the new bombshell, because they did this weird thing where he got to pick
Are you
first.
talking about the Brazilian guy?
The one that everyone's fawning over, yes, and he's with Kenzie.
Oh, the new one from Miami. Yeah.
Yes, the guy who
He is good looking.
Yeah, everyone's
good-looking
into
lad.
him.
Not my personality type, but good looking.
Why? Because he just tries to go kiss everybody.
Yeah.
Tay, who's your favorite from Love Island? Tay?
Hello?
Hi, who's your favorite on Love Island?
I don't remember the name, but I do agree with Kayla that he's very good looking.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go,
safe,
Tay. Good
safe
answer.
play, Tay. Safe. Just I agree with Kayla. Whoever it is, good answer,
Well,
Tay.
I mean, objectively speaking, he's good looking.
Yeah.
Just like how Matt, objectively speaking, is good looking as well.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like that. That felt backhanded, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that, Tay. All right, Tay, you want to talk NBA Finals? Let's get us off this Love Island train. What up, Tay? How are you?
Yeah. Good. I don't want to be disingenuous, but maybe that last part was disingenuous.
Thanks, Tay.
Oh, I'm good, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Did you know that Kingston Flemings and Jalen Brunson have the same length wingspan? That's neither here nor there, but just wanted to throw that out.
Right.
Yeah, so not saying Flemings is going to be Brunson, but I mean, if we get him, there's hope. Man, I'm so proud of De'Aaron Fox last night with that dagger. I think he should have done that in Game 2 as well. OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson cannot stay in front of Fox one-on-one. Just so proud of him last night with the dagger, Fox and De'Aaron and Risey are really dear to my heart for all that they have done in Sacramento. I think looking at what Knicks fans did last night, just trashing the city and with all the violence and stuff, I don't want to get too sensitive, but that is such a classless act. I was so disappointed in Knicks fans, the New York as a city. I hope the Spurs clap them in 6. Go Spurs, go!
All right, Tay, thank you so much for the call.
He's got his favorite for sure.
Listen, I know it's kind of a trend this time of year, and it's not specific to New York, although New York is known for the obnoxiousness. They're certainly not the only ones to do these with the celebrations, but I didn't see I'll be honest with you, I didn't see too many like crazy videos of Knicks fans doing anything. The only video I really saw, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen because I didn't see it, I just didn't see too much come across my timeline, but what I did see that made me laugh was like 9 dudes working as hard as they could to rip a Victor Wembanyama jersey and not being able to do it, which to me is just perfect symbology.
There was like some drag out knockout fist fights and like going into like businesses, like knocking into windows and I did not like that. Like it's one thing to do like, it can get a little rowdy after some of these games, but I did not like, and it was against their own.
Yeah, well
it was against their own.
Again, it's not a New York thing. We've seen this a lot with a lot of different cities, and I don't understand it. Let's use this opportunity with our basketball team playing or our sports team playing in a championship game to trash our own city and do stupid. I never understood it. I don't get it. I'd like to believe that wouldn't happen in Sacramento if the Kings would get that far. But a lot of people will use the fandom to do stupid stuff like that and hide behind the fandom when they're not an actual accurate representation of the majority of Knicks fans. So I always want to be careful to when these idiots go out there and do stuff just because they're wearing a Knicks jersey doesn't mean they represent the other thousands of Knicks fans that watched the game and went home.
Right. Will you just eat that Cheez-It that's sitting there?
You want it?
Matt's just teasing me with the solo Cheez-It on his computer.
Because I didn't want. I'm not Carmichael Dave. I'm not going to start eating it during the while it's on
And
the air.
you're staring at it like a dog.
I am
looking at it longingly. I have a whole bag over here if you want some.
I've been getting into all these random chips and it's making my stomach hurt.
Well, there's a pound of Cheez-Its for you.
Because apparently you can't handle spice.
I don't think I can.
That's
honestly,
crazy.
you guys, I think that's the problem. When I'm eating these spicy ones, I'm like getting a stomach ache.
Then stop.
But I'm hungry.
Then there's a bag of Cheez-Its right there for you.
Thanks.
They're not spicy Cheez-Its.
All right.
Those do exist, though.
There were the honey cheese puffs that were in the other room still.
Nah.
You didn't like them?
Nah. Wasn't a big fan. All right, questions. Heading into Game 4 of the NBA Finals. I compiled a few of these. Feel free to add your own questions if any pop into mind. Anyone who on the in the comment section or text line or wants to call in, 339-1140, to pose your own questions about Game 4, feel free to do so. Question number 1. Victor Wembanyama was fantastic in Game 3, but can the Spurs win in this series? Not even the series. Can the Spurs win a game if Wemby is just good? Because they haven't been able to in this series so far.
No.
So it just really is Wemby.
I think that he has to be in these games that they win. I think the fad has been he has to set the tone. Mm-hmm. He has to be getting over. What has it been like 27? Like it's been around.
He has to get close to 30.
It's got to be around 30. I'm thinking, and he's got to be defensively also very effective, right?
That's the big part,
That's the biggie.
That's the big part, too, because if you're freeing up, like the guards worked their asses off on the perimeter last night to make the Knicks shooters as uncomfortable as possible, with the exception of Josh Hart. They're like, we dare you to shoot. Josh was like, okay, and then made 4 threes, and like, oops, we can't do that anymore. But for the most part, the guards, also the guards can rotate as hard as they do and sprint to the perimeter as hard as they do, because if they get blown by, there's a 7'4" dude at the rim waiting to bail them out. Like, that is such a luxury to have, to where Fox can go full speed or Castle can go full speed on the perimeter. But to your earlier point, Game 1, 26 points for Wemby. He had 29 in Game 2, 32 last night in the win. What I will say is, when he had 29 in Game 2, the Knicks barely won that game. So 29 might be good enough. It's hard to put so much pressure on one guy, but he really is he's just that dude.
I think it is what it is at this point. I think he knows that. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about it, real quick too, Matt, is I talked about Now, we had Matthew on from Locked On
Locked On
Spurs.
Spurs. Yeah, Spurs beat writer.
Yeah, and
Matthew
I
Tynan.
asked him about if we're seeing something different where maybe he was a little bit fizzled out. And he said that probably is more of a national narrative. Like, he has been responding throughout the entire season like that. Now, if that is the case, then that's great for Wemby. I think it helps Wemby, too, that I think after this game, if they're going to go back to San Antonio, but I think there's 2 games of rest between here on out.
Travel days, there's 2 days of rest.
Yep. So that will benefit him if in any reason that he is a little bit more teetered out.
Well, that actually perfectly transitions into another question that I have here, which is how long can the Spurs, if there is even a time limit, get away with essentially having a 6-man rotation? Like, they really only play 6 guys heavy minutes. To be fair, Keldon Johnson played 16, almost 17 minutes last night, and Keldon Johnson was a lot better in last night's game compared to Game 2. The 6th man of the year was a non-factor in Games 1 and Game 2, but he was better in last night. Still not great, but better in last night's game. The Spurs were plus 14 with him on the floor. But, I mean, Vassell, 38 minutes. Wemby, 39 minutes. Castle, 38 minutes. Fox, 37 minutes. Harper, 32 minutes. I mean, you have 6 guys, really, including Julian Champagny, that are taking the brunt of the responsibility on their backs. And the longer, and especially how physical this series is, can the Spurs withstand that?
That's a great question, because right now I think we're thinking, okay, like, they seem to be getting a little bit of wind back in this last game. They'll be in New York for Game 4. They'll get some travel time. They'll go back. I think we can say they'll have enough if it pushes to a Game 7, but I think that's where you could really start to see the fatigue come into play. Is in that final down the stretch, if they can push it that far.
Well, especially considering everybody's banged up a little bit at this point in the season, but 2 of your 3 guards who are playing heavy minutes in Fox and Harper are playing a little bit hobbled. Harper had the hamstring, I believe, and Fox has the high ankle sprain.
Is it the hammy or the abductor? Wasn't it the abductor?
I can't remember what he had.
Harper, adductor.
Adductor.
Yeah. Fox has the ankle. Fox has the high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if they start to, like, as this series goes on, because I think the series is going to go minimum 6 games. I think the Knicks will win.
I think so too.
I think the Knicks will win tomorrow night.
Yep.
I think the Knicks will win Game 4. They'll bounce back. If the Knicks lose Game 4 and it's 2-2 heading back to San Antonio, you're going to start to really see the pressure kind of pick up for especially Mike Brown, because now you're talking about, you were up 2-0 and you could blow the lead in the series. I think the Knicks will win Game 4. I think the Spurs will win Game 5 in San Antonio. And then Game 6 will either be when the Knicks close it out, obviously, or the Spurs backs against the wall in Game 6 and Game 7 do it again, which would be pretty incredible. But as long as the series goes on with those heavy minutes, and again, the physicality of this series that I hope does not change. I hope Mike Brown's comments fall on deaf ears and the officials just allow themselves to continue to officiate the game the way they've been officiating it and let these teams beat up on each other. The fatigue factor and the wear and tear could really kick in as the series goes on. And the worst thing that could happen is anything that happens to the legs of Victor Wembanyama. That's the scary part. Every time Victor attacks the basket with how physical this series is, and I start seeing guys fall down around his legs, I hold my breath every single time.
Well, because he's such as tall as he is, he's such a small guy in terms of his bones and his structure.
There's not a lot of armor down there.
There's not.
And when Mitchell Robinson is falling around your feet, that's
what's
scary.
I agree. And the other part is when Wemby falls, Wemby takes up half the court.
Yes.
So it is easier than to pick up something, even if it is by accident most of the time.
It's a long way down for him, too.
You're going to hit a lot of things in terms of Wemby because he takes up such length of the floor of where he falls. So.
When he hit his head earlier in the playoffs, I can't remember what game that was.
Oh.
That was in the Portland series?
It might have been.
Game 2 of the Portland series? Yeah, when he fell and it was a long way down and he cracked his head on the floor. It's I'm so, I'm enamored watching Wemby play. But if I was Wemby's doctor, I'd just be scared about everything with how he's built.
Matthew said, he is so particular.
True. He takes great care of himself.
His body and everything from, he said, wearing blue light glasses when it hits some time of night so that he doesn't pick up effects from. He probably is. He's probably crazy.
Mm-hmm. Here's an interesting question: which team has more pressure on them in Game 4?
Knicks.
I agree.
Knicks.
I think there's a ton of pressure on the Knicks now.
Yeah.
You're up 2-1 still. You're still in the driver's seat, but you're at home. You just lost the biggest game in Madison Square Garden in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now you don't want to lose twice in a row and let the Spurs back into the series that you were in full. I mean, going up 2-0 on the road. Again, no team in NBA history has ever come back to win the finals when losing the first 2 games at home.
You know what's also funny? Everywhere you look this morning or this afternoon on these television shows in terms of sports, burned out Brunson burned out. It's amazing how quickly the storyline can switch.
That happened
from
to
being
Wemby.
The hometown here, or the hero in the fourth quarter, to the Brunson is the king of New York, to one game.
Yeah.
They don't win. And it's not just because of Brunson. Yes, he had parts to do with it, and the turnovers are not helping him. But now it's like burnout Brunson.
It happened. The same thing happened to Wemby, though, after game 2.
Right.
And we started all these. I know Alan pointed this out yesterday. All these articles and all these things started coming back of, you know how difficult it is to get back to the play or finals. You know how many players have made it to the finals and never gotten back, and you're like, God, this noise is picking up already. Yeah, if the Knicks lose twice in New York, and Cat plays the same way he played in Game 3, the noise is going to be back with Cat.
Absolutely.
Especially with the contract talks. The noise is going to be there with Brunson. Is he really the star we thought it was?
We're going to go back to the undersized guard. Does he really even...
The noise is going to pick up with Mike Brown. Is he the coach that can actually close the deal? You got them here, but can you close the deal? Like, that's the extremes of winning and losing on the highest stage or the biggest stage in basketball, and to lose 2 games in a row on your home floor. The Spurs just did it and survived it, but the Knicks, you cannot give them that power back. You can't.
You cannot.
You won 2 games in their building. You can't lose 2 in yours.
I think it was bound that they were going to lose one of these games. I think
so.
Personally.
100%.
I felt that I didn't think it would be yesterday.
Really?
I don't know why. I think I just thought, like, if anything, it would be the too much hype, and they were too kind of beyond the basketball stuff, and it was so much about getting back to New York and all the first time in how long and all this stuff. And as much as we want to say it doesn't affect players, it does.
Yes.
And that stuff does get into minds. And they were being asked about the president for the last 2 days and like all that stuff.
They had to go through TSA just to get into the building to play.
Right.
Like, yes, all the circumstance certainly plays a factor in it. I thought the Spurs were going to win yesterday. I'm not saying that. Like, I thought it made sense for the Spurs to win yesterday.
Sure.
And then I think the Knicks are going to win Game 4.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go back to San Antonio with the Spurs down 3-1 and their backs against the wall, and let's see if they can climb back with 3 straight wins or not.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, second time in NBA history, the road team won the first 3 games of the series.
Wow.
Which is what, 2 out of 70?
And that win snapped a 13-game win streak.
Yeah.
Right, for the Knicks? That's incredible.
13 games. And what's even more incredible, in the postseason.
Yeah, no,
that just doesn't really happen.
After they weren't that good in the regular season.
I know.
Only down 1-2 to the freaking Hawks. Crazy.
Amadrock has a question.
Amadrock? Uh-oh. The fact that you've paused.
No, it's good.
Oh,
well, you were asking if anyone has questions.
Is from Amadrock in the text line or comment section, is this an endurance problem? Did the long break for the Knicks finally showing up, and they do not have the endurance to run a long series? I see what Amadrock is saying.
Because they've had quick series.
They've had short series.
I just think they chucked a bunch of threes and missed them.
Yeah, I think they just missed shots.
Landry Shamet was just garbage last time.
Yes, Landry
he was
Shamet
saying,
was chucking.
You know what, in the mirror.
Also,
Shamet.
Bored.
I'm not going to get that one.
No, of course.
If I said the word, I would have got it. I would have sold it.
Well, yeah.
But I can't say that word on here, else I would have gotten in trouble.
You can. Kyle just press the button.
No, I'm not going to risk it. Oh.
Shamet.
You can say damn it.
Oh, I didn't think we could.
Damn it. Oh, that's the word you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't think we could say that.
No, you can't. Here's Jazz Chisholm saying it on a hot mic.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh. See, sometimes I just don't even go there.
See what a smart,
I'm very
safe
professional
radio host you are. As soon as we get to commercial break, bleep, bleep,
Yeah.
bleep, 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 bleep. Sailor Kayla comes
The
out.
petite sailor.
By the way, before that, too, Mike Brown in the fourth quarter ran a lineup that was Jose Alvarado, Landry Shamet, and Jordan Clarkson. What was that?
Yeah, Mike was. I think Mike was a little too experimental. But this is the thing that Mike did in Sacramento too. If Mike wasn't getting what he needed, he'd look down the bench and go, "Is someone gonna give it to me?" So I think he was. And to be fair, Jordan Clarkson I thought played pretty well. Relax.
It's not the same
Kyle,
thing,
relax.
Kyle.
You're a child.
No, me and Kayla were on the same page.
By the way, I love Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, Clarkson played well, you children.
Clarkson had that one crazy one where he just like chucked it up at the shot clock
that
and
was
it went
like
in.
3 of Shamet's shots. Shamet was like, I think I got fouled here, so let me kick my foot out and throw the ball like I'm playing a game of horse while drunk. Like he just chucked.
He seems like a fun person.
Shamet?
No, Clarkson.
Why?
I just like him. I don't know.
What? I need to know.
I don't know.
Look
They're
at
just
Jordan
certain
Clarkson
people.
and tell me what you think is fun.
It's the same thing. I like Stefan Castle. He just seems cool to me.
What do him and Clarkson have
I don't
in
know.
common?
There's just like a vibe. Just a vibe.
The only thing I know about Clarkson's personality is that one time he was on a TV.
They're kind of quiet, but like cool.
Kyle, I know I'm not the only one who's sitting here thinking, okay, what was Kayla's vibe when she first met us? Because I want to know, because she won't tell us for real.
No.
Because she's too nice.
I don't think we'd still be a show if I didn't like the vibe. For honest truth.
Respectfully, I was not thinking that, Matt.
Oh, well, I definitely...
Oh, God, what are you guys getting
I
at?
selfishly was.
Yeah, respectfully,
No, because you're like, I
thinking.
like Stefan Castle. He's cool. Well, I don't give off Stefan Castle vibes. I like Jordan Clarkson. He's cool. I'm nothing like Jordan Clarkson.
No, you guys are really outgoing. But I like that because I can also vibe.
Yeah, we're on the radio.
I can also vibe with outgoing people, but I also like to vibe with cool, just kind of chill people.
Okay, so what do Stefan Castle, Jordan Clarkson, and Aaron Gordon all have in common?
They all play basketball.
Money, attractive athletes.
I mean, you said it.
They're all cool people. Yeah.
Cool people.
I don't know what we're doing with Jordan Clarkson.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I liked his shoes. I liked his shoes. They were cool. They were like highlight yellow.
I want to know what player on the court in the NBA Finals did you watch and go, I don't like you? Just by vibes.
Oh, Cornette.
No, I like him. He was a Vandy
Luke
guy.
Cornette's cool.
But here's the thing with the vibes on Cornette, though. We got to get him a better barber.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that haircut is just...
I think that's part of his charm.
The
Cornette
$10
looks like
Supercuts haircut.
Cornette looks like a dude that's 7 feet tall that Mike Brown rolled in and said, hey, you. Oh, wait, not Mike Brown. I'm sorry. Mitch Johnson said, you. Wimby can't play 48. Get in here.
Oh, by the way, love TJ McConnell. Also good vibe.
Okay.
Covered him at Arizona.
I want to know bad
totally
vibes.
Cool.
You have a personal
bad.
relationship with him.
Yeah,
though.
bad vibes. Bad vibes.
When you watch basketball and you see them play, you're just like, I don't like it.
Oh, Zion Williamson.
Why?
Don't like him, never have.
Why?
No clue. Zach Edey. Don't like him, never have.
Really?
No clue.
Zach Edey is an interesting one.
I do this with quarterbacks too.
Oh, I know that.
Just some people. I don't know.
What is it? But thinking about Zion and Zach Edey versus Aaron Gordon, Jordan Clarkson, Stefan Castle, and TJ McConnell. Okay, we don't like bigger guys.
I don't know. Aaron Gordon's
we have
pretty
a height.
big.
We have a height limit here. No, Aaron Gordon's like 6'8".
That's tall.
Yes, but Zach Edey and Zion's big
not
in other ways.
Yeah.
Zach Edey is a
boy.
freaking tree.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just a side note on that. You remember last night when Wemby shoved Brunson's head down and Brunson was looking up at him, trying to get in his face?
Isn't it crazy to see the height difference with some of these
it
guys?
was literally
though,
the
even on their
Altuve
own
Aaron
team?
Judge meme.
People are talking a lot about this, and I'm glad they are, but Wemby shoved Brunson because Brunson was wrapped around him like a boa constrictor. He's like, get off me, you little bug. And threw him to the ground.
I just thought it was funny they recreated the Altuve Aaron Judge thing.
I think this show needs Kayla's profiles, where Kayla just looks at an athlete and profiles him
let's do
with her
this.
surface thoughts.
I've been wanting to do this for the NBA draft. Just draft prospects based only on looks.
Yeah.
We need to Kayla profiling players just based off of vibe.
It's vibes
Nothing
though.
else.
It's not look. It's vibes.
Can you get
It's
vibes from
vibes.
Can you get vibes from a
it's also
picture,
look.
or do you have to watch them walk around or something?
You got to kind of hear him speak. I think that's You got to hear him speak. You got to see him play. There's because if I don't know him personally, I at least got to see those two things. A little bit of the speaking, and I got to see how they maneuver, the vibes are on.
You don't judge a book by its cover. You need to read at least the first chapter.
Yes.
Then you'll judge the book.
No, it's the table of contents.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a vibe thing, man.
All right, Kayla's profiles.
Oh, what's it? Utah.
Entire city
Don't
of
like
Utah?
the entire team.
Entire city of Utah.
Entire team. And Utah's getting all the pro teams now. I'm done with them. Done with the state.
Kayla, what's wrong with Utah's vibes? What are Utah's vibes?
Oh.
So Utah, Zach Edey, and Zion Williamson. What do they have in common?
I like Triple J.
You like Jaren Jackson Jr.
But he was Memphis.
He was Memphis.
I know.
I think that, though, he was standing next to Edey so much that just by comparison,
The reason for Edey is I have a little bit of background stuff from a reporter who was in Indianapolis and covered him at Purdue. So that's the background I have on Edey.
That's less fun, but I love the tea.
Yeah. So.
All right. Kayla's profiles coming soon. I can't wait.
Can we have the unsolved mysteries alien music?
Yeah, what would be the sponsor? Kayla's profile is brought to you by your local public library.
There we go. I'm about to read a book, so that's cool. Guess what it is?
What is
Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Of course
it's coming
it
this
is.
week.
You say that like you don't read. When's the last time you've read a book? Sorry, I know we have to break.
Oh, an actual book? Who knows? It's been a minute.
When was the last time you were
All I do
reading?
is research. Literally,
yeah,
I read every day, but
yeah.
not like an actual paperback.
When was the last time you read Mark Twain, huh?
High school.
No, I mean you don't have to read that. To be fair, I haven't read a book in a long time, but I listen to Audible. That's my
that's
jam.
reading books.
Audiobooks.
That's the way to go. But I want to
audiobooks are
read
my
this.
Jam.
I'm gonna feel really smart.
Although I'm not going to lie to you, Audible has a very good return policy, which I'm very thankful for. Like you can listen to the first hour of a book and return it.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I got recommended this book by a friend of mine who I'm mad at. It's like this fantasy series book. I didn't know it was
like
it was
romantic.
It's like I didn't know it was like I didn't know it was young adulty.
Oh.
Within 30 minutes, there is a scene, and I said, "I'm in my car."
Oh, audiobook is crazy.
I'm in my car, driving alone down the street. Like I'm at a stoplight, and I'm trying not to make eye contact as the people around me. It's like,
I cannot.
And she slowly took off her dress. I'm like, I am out of here. I am bailing out. I am returning this. I am never talking to this friend again. It was supposed to be about like a fantasy dude.
It was a fantasy.
Oh, it was.
It was a fantasy dude, all right. Listen, there's some other books too. It's like Harry Potter but dragons, and then they just start all having sex with each other. I'm out of here. I'm done. No, I'm not doing that. Freaky ass books. We'll take the break. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
The X Games are coming to Sacramento. Join Kayla Anderson at Sactown Sports 1140 at Cal Expo Center from June 26th through the 28th to watch the top action sports athletes in the world go head-to-head with 3 days of high-octane competition, BMX, skateboarding, and Moto X, plus live music from global electronic music icon Cascade, Grammy-winning producer Artist Mustard, and DJ Subtronics. Get your tickets today at xgames.com. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Tuesday, expecting mostly sunny skies throughout the day and temperatures up a little bit, but we're back to what is normal for early June with highs coasting into the upper 80s. We'll have light winds today, but the winds increasing out of the north during the day on Wednesday and Thursday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, June 13th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies. All sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
And Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Logical Raptors fanatic has figured it out, Kayla. Kayla doesn't vibe with people with Z in their name.
But then he just mentioned like Zendaya, who I like, Zach Werenski, who won the Norris Trophy. I covered him with the Blue Jackets.
I don't know.
But,
Zion Williamson? No.
Yeah.
Zach Edey? No. Zach Levine? No.
Yeah.
Jazz?
Yeah.
2 Z's? No.
How do we feel about Ivica Zubac?
No comment.
Indifferent. Zach Efron.
Oh, he like redid his face. No.
Kayla doesn't vibe with plastic surgery, I guess.
Well, not.
I mean,
it was kind of bad.
He did. What did he do? He did like a jaw thing.
Y'all, it was something different though.
But he did it for a role, didn't he?
No, he looks different.
Yeah, he does. He 100% looks different.
don't. Whatever he did, he did not need to do
It's
that.
also crazy when you're a child heartthrob and then you get plastic surgery.
Yeah, but he did it for
I don't get
the
why he
Iron
did
Claw, which is the
Oh,
wrestling
really?
movie, which I've heard is devastating and I've never seen it.
Oh.
Super sad.
yeah,
Iron
it's
Claw.
really
I know
sad.
the story of the family, but it's
Hamadrock said no Zach Levine.
yeah, no Zach Levine. Yeah. What about zebras? How do you feel about zebras?
They're kind of cool. Zebras are.
She's into stripes. She likes stripes. Got
Except for referees.
Oh. No
Don't like refs.
Not a fan of refs, period?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, I mean I respect them, just not my vibe.
Whose vibe is referees?
Good question.
Like I'm
bunch of know-it-alls.
Amadrock,
Bunch of narcs.
Amadrock said Zac Efron looks like a brick. Oh, jeez.
What does that mean?
Because his face is just like so. It's like overly structured now.
But a brick makes me think like a Minecraft character.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So a buddy of mine who's listening to the show texted in going, Matt, you should definitely listen to the audiobook versions of, it's like a court of whatever the hells. Have you heard
Of
about
opinions?
these? No. It's like, it's a fantasy novel series. Like it's a court of thorns and flowers, or a court of, it's like a series, a court of shadow and.
So it's like Bridgerton.
Sure, but I don't know, but like fantasy.
Oh, this is funny.
And he says his wife listens to it and she will kick him out the room.
Okay,
during those scenes. But listening,
that is awesome.
Reading smut, like I've never done it. I like reading, like do your own thing in the
Can
privacy
we
of your
bring
own,
it
whatever the
in
hell.
one day
No!
and play a little of it?
I don't know. We can't do that.
No, we definitely can't do that.
We're not listening to smut on these airwaves.
The only compromise
How
is
dare you?
I've never heard it, so I'd like to
do it on your own time.
No, I don't want to spend the money.
You can borrow my Audible subscription. I don't know.
I mean, have you returned the book yet?
Yes, I returned that one.
It's too
And
bad.
that's like, of course.
I feel like the only compromise, Kayla, is we have to bring in a physical book so that we can moderate the content if
that's
we
okay.
decide we
Fair.
can't play it on the air.
That's fair.
Well, my wife does have a copy of Fourth Wing. Are you familiar with Fourth Wing? That was the
Come again?
That was the series that I was making fun of in the last segment. Fourth Wing is like Harry Potter meets Dragon Riders, where it's like a fantasy novel series of they go to school to learn how to be dragon riders and get involved in this epic adventure and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But there's some risque scenes in this book.
All right, let me Google it on company Wi-Fi real quick.
No, it's not. I don't know if it's that bad or not, but my wife has a copy of that book, so I could bring that in, but I ain't touching it.
I'd like you to read the
Hell no
chapters.
No.
It'll be like something for the summer.
Matt is not narrating
Matt's
your risky
summer
scenes.
Risque.
Risque scene.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll volunteer as tribute.
Summer smut with Matt George. I hate that.
That's
I hate
hilarious. I cannot believe though that you are listening to the audiobook.
I listened to 30 seconds of it and I
really
couldn't do
funny.
it. I couldn't do it. Listening to that? Listening to some narrator with some deep voice telling you that? Nah. Hell no.
Nah, I
do that freaky stuff in your mind palace.
It just cracks me
Well,
up.
so
man.
reading it is less.
Yes,
Oh
reading
my
it's
God.
more. But it's you, I guess. I haven't done it, but it's just you. Like if I swear to God, I'm gonna go on to Audible right now. If there's an audio version of 50 Shades of Grey, I'm leaving this company.
No, there definitely is.
Who would listen to that?
A lot of people.
Why?
Depends on who's narrating.
Why did you stick your hand? I didn't like that. I didn't like that. You would listen to that?
It
Kayla
depends on
Anderson.
who's narrating. Is Aaron Gordon narrating it? Or is Zach Edey narrating it?
I don't want to think about either of
I'm
those.
grossed out either way.
Ew.
What if it like Samuel L. Jackson was reading? Come on. You know, I actually might listen to that.
Oh my God,
Samuel
that
L.
is
Jackson
hilarious.
reading like
Oh.
50 Shades of Grey. I might listen
really
to
I
that.
know R.I.P., but I need Gilbert Godfrey reading.
Oh, yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
For sure.
That would have been great.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ugh. No, Amadrock, it's not How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is
That's a kid's.
It's for kids
Isn't that a
and it's
kid's book?
wonderful and has amazing music.
That genre probably exists somewhere.
Oh, listen, the internet's a dark place. All right.
That's hilarious. Oh,
There-
there's Steph on Castle as we speak.
Relax. Calm down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how all this started.
only that was me in
Stephon
the seat
Castle and
doing
Jordan
the interview.
Clarkson.
Jeez.
Anyway,
Jeez Louise.
I was never been more uncomfortable in my life, seriously, than when MLB mini seasons. Yeah, that too. Never been more uncomfortable in my life than when I set my book that I was told to listen to by a friend of mine who I'm still mad at became something more than what it was supposed to be.
It is. That's probably one of the funnier stories I've heard in a minute.
I hated it. I just had a stoplight.
Really
just,
funny.
I would. I at least it was only you and your thoughts.
Oh, can you
imagine if, someone else was in the car.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare. Because especially like my phone automatically starts playing where I left off when I turn my car on. Can you imagine? Like I get to work.
Or you're at a stoplight and you accidentally had all your windows down, and didn't know it was gonna just be as loud as it
just
did. Because
don't.
I've done that before with music. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Music
she
is
caresses me down my.
What? Ew. Ew. I would hate that.
Everyone's like, who is this weirdo at the stoplight?
Hey, do you want to hitch a ride with me? Turn my car on.
Matt, I need you tomorrow to bring in the fourth wall book. Bring it in tomorrow. What was the thing you were just talking about? The one your wife, Fourth Wing. Sorry.
Fourth Wing. Yeah, okay, I will bring the book. I don't know where it is though. Someone's got to find it. I will bring it in.
Ask your wife, and please bring it in tomorrow.
Hey, wife, where's the naughty section of this book? Where does it get weird?
No, I think we can find it. It's just we need to do this. We need Kayla to read. Well,
Oh, I'll definitely read it if you need me to.
Kayla's got no shame.
I'll put on my acting hat.
Ew!
Not for just doing that.
That was crazy phrasing.
I don't like this. Ew. Anyway,
Oh, goodness.
welcome to MLB mini seasons.
Yeah, everyone won yesterday. There you go.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Off to a good start, folks.
Kyle took the Phillies over the Blue Jays. They won 5-2. I took the Brewers over the A's in the shootout of the century, and the Brewers won 15-14. Kayla, you took the Rays over the Red Sox and won 3-1 yesterday. So yay us.
Let's go, guys. We're
Yay
off to a great
us.
start.
Good start to the week.
So now we got to pick today, huh?
Now we get Tuesday.
Okay.
And our games on the docket for today.
Ooh.
I'm taking my Fins.
You're taking your
okay.
your Marlins
Yes,
over
Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks.
He's going back to the Fins, huh?
Yeah, Sandy's not doing so good, but Max Mayer, he's got a 2.5 ERA.
Here we go. I'm going with the Dodgers.
Who are they playing?
The Pirates.
Marlins versus the Diamondbacks. Dodgers versus the Pirates. And I don't know yet.
We were going to one of these days, I think we picked teams that were going head-to-head, but I don't know what day you're going to choose that team. So
Well, I didn't have the Pirates. I do have the Diamondbacks. You know what? I'll take the Diamondbacks over the Marlins.
How dare you?
Why
not? For content.
By the way, Cal just went yard in Tacoma. 'Cause he's on his
Triple A.
assignment.
That's the only
he's
place
on
he can get hits.
assignment. Kyle, pipe down.
I mean, at this point, they've won, 12 of 15 since he went out?
Alan's laughing back there.
He's not paying attention.
He was on that part.
Alan the
instigator.
Of course. I think Alan listens to audiobooks.
For sure.
Do we think Alan listens to Smut?
Could be.
Answer the question,
He
Alan.
said no.
Liar.
I love it.
Ooh, text line. Morgan Freeman, 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh.
Alan's got a good Morgan
Alan
Freeman
could do
impression.
he could do, yeah. There he goes. He could get paid a pretty penny if he does that.
Someone said from the 916, sounds like Matt George is searching for a cross between Dungeons and Dragons and 50 Shades of Grey. No, I'm not. I didn't know. It was a fantasy book. It was about like a knight dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And like 30 minutes in, he's just, hey, bada boom. Don't shake your head at me. What are you judging me for?
Can't believe you
I'm
did
married.
that.
I'm the target demographic apparently of these books.
Audiobooks. I think he finished it, folks.
Gross. I did not. I returned it immediately. I panicked. in the car by myself. Anyway. We got the drive, guys.
Oh, goodness.
Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles. They join us next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Come for the sports talk. Stay for the food critiques.
They make such a big deal out of Whataburger and their little spicy ketchup. Whataburger is the Big Lebowski of fast food hamburger joints. And In-N-Out Double-Double is the Shawshank Redemption of fast food burgers.
And the movie reviews are an added bonus. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
The Steel City comes to town as the A's host the Pittsburgh Pirates for a thrilling 3-game series starting Monday, June 15th. Kick off the week with an exciting Monday matchup, followed by special theme nights and exclusive ballpark giveaways all midweek long. Don't miss your chance to catch rare interleague action right here in Sacramento, where the A's take on the Pittsburgh Pirates starting Monday, June 15th. Get tickets now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Don't miss out on the biggest action sports event happening in Sacramento this June. Tickets are now live for MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026. See nearly 100 of the world's best skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Music performances featuring electronic music icon Cascade on Friday, June 26th, and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard, and music producer DJ Subtronics on Saturday, June 27th. Score your tickets today at xgames.com.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles with us here on a Tuesday. They're about to take over for the next 4 hours to, of course, break down Game 3 last night, the Spurs victory, preview Game 4, and more. But gentlemen, I don't want to step too far into the plans of your show, so feel free to say no. We're saving this for the air. But I figured you probably had some thoughts last night about how that Gigantes game ended. Kayla and I talked a lot about Tony V's decisions last night with his bullpen and not putting Logan Webb out there in the ninth.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Logan Webb, well, Sean Estes did a great job on the post-game NBC Sports Bay Area because, look, we love NBC Sports Bay Area. They're great. Or NBC Sports California. They're great. Not really known. I showed Whitey a clip a couple years back with it was NBC Sports Philly, and the whole panel was just going after it. I said, that would never happen.
Like going after the Phillies?
Each other, the Phillies, everything. And I said, that's just not how it kind of works out here. That's not how the post games typically work. There's a lot of, hey, well, let's look at the positives. Let's do this. Let's do that. We understand it, the partnerships. We get all that.
Sure.
But Sean S. has found a way to politely kind of just rip into Tony Vitello. And it's getting to the point now where everybody is getting fed up. And even, those that are in those situations, they're getting fed up with what they're watching. Everything flipped, though, for me, because Sean Estes does his thing on the post game. And then they go to the locker room, and you have Logan Webb saying, yeah, I told Tony Vitello, up to you. So this isn't a situation like with the Brewers with Miz, where he said, give me the ball and then strikes out the next two guys. If your starter says up to you, that is not him saying, I want to stay in the game.
Yeah.
That is him actually saying, I don't want to be in the game. Because he's coming back from injury. Maybe that's what's going on. That's not the Logan Webb that we've grown to know and love. With that being said, if you're Tony Vitello, you got Keaton Wynn, who pitches every dang day. You got Dylan Smith, who's got about 15 innings of Major League Baseball. So he could have looked around. Maybe he just goes back to Dylan Smith and Dylan gets out of it. Once he put in Keaton Wynn, then to pitch to C.J. Abrams once that was already 2-0. So Tony Vitello didn't make good decisions last night, but he wasn't put in the best situation either.
To me, it was clear Webb should have come out. I don't have a problem with them taking Webb out. He was at 99 pitches and he'd been hurt.
Yeah.
But you can't pitch the guy that threw 19 pitches Saturday, then 22 pitches on Sunday,
right,
and then run him back out there and expect something good to happen.
Right.
But that all goes to the point of Buster Posey not doing anything in the offseason.
That's how it's been all season. That's how it's been. I thought, is there a world where if they do trade Arise or Robbie Ray, do you ask for some type of bullpen help back? Obviously, you're not going to get a closer, but somebody that might be serviceable in late innings versus instead of this, because you're not getting any top 100 prospects for Arise or Robbie Ray.
You know, that's how you can tell a team is serious about winning, if they invest a lot in their middle relief, if they really focus on it, because middle relief is one of the things that makes an okay team better, and all good teams, you have to have that for when you're behind early, to cover innings, not just to protect leads. The teams that really want to be good spend money on that, and the teams that don't, they can say, we think we're good, but it's like, no, you don't really think you're that good, because that's where you have to spend money if you want to be a good team.
Yeah.
Well, elsewhere in baseball, Whitey, I know the A's are going to Vegas. I see the videos and updates every day of the ballpark, but I did not expect to feel as cranky about that A's game being played in Las Vegas as I did.
Was there a lot of people? I didn't see the game.
8,000 something.
It sold out for what it was, I think.
That ballpark,
they were treated to a shootout, that's for sure.
Yeah, that ballpark does look kind of sick.
8,590.
The Aviators won.
The Aviators.
I thought it was, I don't know, I got a thing for minor league ballparks. That one, it did look kind of
it's not
cool.
bad.
But it's just a minor league ballpark.
Yeah, but they got the people in the back behind the fence. That was kind of cool.
They didn't even have a proper center field camera.
No, it's the minors.
It was like off askew, and then so the ABS and everything, you couldn't tell what was a strike.
Yeah, they're just out there hitting dingers. That's what it's about. Who needs ABS when everything's
a joke? I'm not saying, you love minor league parks. That's great, but whatever that was last night, it was a disaster. It was a joke.
And they're there for the whole series, right? I mean, they're there.
And the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, they're for the next one too.
Yeah. Sutter Health. I'm trying to hit some BP.
Ooh.
While everybody's gone, River Kitties are gone too. I'm trying to sneak on the field.
I have to set up at McBean with the.
When is that?
Well, whenever you want.
Okay. Well, I need to do
the Lincoln Potters.
And I can hit batting practice.
Yeah.
All right, I got to talk to our digital guys.
We
gotta
should have done a media night.
Crew out there.
How many pitches do you need before you're going yard?
Oh, it's been a while, man. But
he needs plenty.
15. It depends on the park. If it's Vegas,
I guess we better get there early.
If it's Vegas, I need about 4. But if it's, I don't know how Lincoln plays. I haven't been out there. Have you been out there, Whitey? The ball flies out there?
It's been a while. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say so.
Then I'll hit at Sutter Health.
Just wait for that summer heat in Lincoln. That summer heat picks up in Lincoln.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Well, I'll walk out there if I don't see the flags blowing in right field. Yeah, Phantom, maybe next time.
Just tweak something. Yeah.
Speaking of heat, what we got coming up on the show for the next 4 hours?
Man, man.
What we got?
How much time?
Nothing. Don't everybody speak all at once.
How much time do you have?
He's looking at the rundown.
They all open their rundown and stuff.
Come on,
we have a guest at 2:30, but I didn't write his name down on the draft from Chicago.
And instant reaction to Game 3, of course.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing your guys' breakdown of that game.
Yeah, we got Will Gottlieb,
Thank you.
our draft reporter for All City NBA and Bulls reporter for Chicago Sports. That's at 2:30 to figure out who the heck the Bulls are picking. If they're picking anyone, they might be trading down for what?
You know how the Kings have the pillars? The Bulls have slap principle. will
What's
tell you about
that?
that.
Oh.
They base their players on their slap principle. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the Wemby slap on Brunson? Or the mush?
That was a foul on Brunson.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, because Brunson's wrapped
No,
around like a boa
it
constrictor.
wasn't. How do you guard this guy?
Full of jersey.
How do you guard this guy?
Flagrant 2 on
Nah,
Brunson.
it's
Should have been thrown
ridiculous.
out.
Still not enough fouling of Mitchell Robinson, too, by the way. Still
I know.
Still not enough of that.
Yeah.
But the Spurs won.
Great shot by De'Aaron.
Hey, the dagger!
That ankle looked good last night. Looked good last night. He's back, baby. Mad De'Aaron.
And this is where I take my leave. 'Cause that version of Allen comes out, I'm out of here.
Hey,
Allen
he
Styles.
balled out. He balled out, man.
Whitey